We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let it go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're lying close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost.
Search for you, stay on.
We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too
Yo, what's happening? Can y'all hear me okay? How is everybody doing today? We got some shit to talk. I've been missing you guys. I haven't really been on here too much. I think there's like all kinds of shit going on. I did want to go over Athena's affidavit. So if there's anybody here that can't handle that, it's pretty bad. So trigger warning and let you guys know it is pretty bad. But if you can't handle it, please step away if you have to, or come back if you need to. We'll go over it now. So a little bit later. But it is pretty dang bad. It's really sad. So you can't hear me? Okay, give me a minute. Okay, is this a little better? Hey, voices, what's up, chick? I didn't even see you back there. I jumped back down for a minute.
I just popped up. I was coming up to tell you your sound was icky. You sounded like you were a robo queen.
Oh, okay. All right. I know sometimes the laptop does that, and I had switched over, so I knew it was probably going to do that. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I was waiting to see.
All right, give me the good deets. What do we got? I'm ready to I'm ready to start making noise.
Oh yeah, these ain't good deets at all. This is Athena's affidavit. I was going to go over it first because I gave them a trigger warning. So if nobody, if they don't want to hear it or be in here, they don't have to be. You know what I mean?
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it's and it's pretty bad. So
December 23rd.
yeah, so it's pretty damn bad. We'll read it real fast and then take it off the screen. It's really fucking sad. On Christmas, this baby lost her life, and I'm sure she was probably abused the entire time, the year and a half to 2 years that she lived with these people, who she called mom and dad, mind you. She called these people mom and dad. And they murdered her. I mean, I just can't. It's sad.
Hi there. Well, I read the news report about it a little bit, but didn't see this document. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up.
That poor baby. I am so glad that Adina is out of that, though.
Yeah, it's pretty damn sad. So basically, I thought first of all, I wanted to know, well, where was her parents? Where's her parents? Where's her bio parents at? You know what I mean? Like where'd they go?
I still don't know.
Well, I guess the police came out and what do you mean there's no live chat? What's going on?
I see the live chat. I'm looking at it right now.
No, on the iPhone, it's not giving them the option for live chat if they have an iPhone.
Let me check that one moment. Hearing the squeaky. Let me see. I'm checking my iPhone right now. Yep, live chat's on my phone, so I see it. So
I wonder what the hell's going on. It must just be for some like others and not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if you need to close out and then come back in, and maybe it'll be available.
Huh. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't use an iPhone. I don't even have one. Never even used one. I'm gonna keep it real. Never used one. So
You're an Android user.
Yeah. Seems to be way complicated for somebody like me that's pretty simple.
Okay, so it starts out like the bio parents gave, okay, so I'm guessing like Alicia, however you say her name. I don't know if it's Alicia, I don't know, but she's related to them. So I'm guessing maybe mom's cousin, sister, something like that. But in here it states on January 10th, 2023, 5-year-old AA, which is the sister, Athena, was located wandering near her residence at 225 West Nebraska Avenue, Cyril, Cato County, Oklahoma, by the male person, which they called the local police. And the Cyril police chief, Garrett Rainey, responded. AA was forensically interviewed and disclosed that she had been home alone and she is tired of being alone. Which, with a child, it could, you know what I mean? Their sense of timing is not that of an adult. So, you know what I'm saying? An hour seems like a day to them, you know? So, I mean, who knows how long she was really there by herself, you know? It's really sad, man. And then and who knows what all she's seen, you know, while being there. But, so it says Rainey received a call from one of the caretakers of AA, Alyssa Adams, whom asked where AA's 4-year-old sister, AAKA, was located. At that moment, it was learned that AAKA, which is Athena Brownfield, was missing. AA reported she called Alyssa mom and Allie, and she called Alyssa's husband, Ivan Adams' dad, and Uncle Ivan. AAKA and AA's biological mother left the girls in the care of Alyssa and Ivan approximately 1.5 to 2 years earlier. So they've been with these people for almost, 1.5 to 2 years.
Oh my God. Those babies were young.
Yeah. Alyssa and Ivan never took them to the doctor for checkups, and they did not enroll them in school. Review of phone records for Alyssa and Ivan did not match with what they reported to Flores. On December 26, 2022, between 14-15 hours, Ivan's phone records show his phone. This is so little for me to try to read it on this thing. But here, let's see here. Nebraska, and traveling to near Rush Springs, Oklahoma. Alyssa and Ivan had a previous residence located in the Rush Springs, Oklahoma area. So on January 12th, 2023, Flores re-interviewed Alyssa and read her the Miranda warning, to which she waived. Alyssa confessed that on December 25th, 2022, around midnight that night, Ivan beat AAKA and held her up by her arms. AAKA was not moving and her eyes were barely open. He then laid her on the ground. And again, this is a trigger warning for anybody that doesn't want to hear it. Please step out now. Please. He laid her to the ground and punched her at least 3 more times in her chest. AAKA never moved after that. This occurred at the residence on 225 West Nebraska. Ivan then...
You broke up. You left off Ivan then.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you broke up. Ivan then.
Let's see. Ivan then left around 100 hours on December 26th, 2022 with AAKA. When he arrived back, he told Alyssa that he buried her near a fence line that was next to their old residence in Rush Springs. He informed her that he placed a large broken branch over her burial site. Due to these circumstances, we believe Ivan Adams committed first-degree murder. And it is now a recovery mission.
So,
what a fucking monster.
I have a question. Was Alyssa like, did she see this or did she just...
I'm guessing so. And that's what makes me wonder why she doesn't have fucking charges.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to why she doesn't have murder charges if she was there and didn't report it.
Or at the very least...
because she's talked first.
I mean, isn't there a crime that you don't report a crime, basically, or dispose of
a child? Yeah.
Yeah. Why is she getting kind of a light sentence here? It seems maybe they haven't charged her yet, but yeah, that seems odd. That's very odd to me.
Maybe more charges are coming.
Probably, maybe, I don't know, but that seems they would have already charged. Maybe they are. Maybe you're right. I could be wrong. But it seems a little too early. I don't know too much about the criminal justice system, but I would think that you'd be charged with those things. But not an expert. What the fuck is wrong with people, and why are always asking what the fuck is wrong with them? Yeah, well, welcome to Earth.
Jen, I think that needs to be America's motto. What the fuck is wrong with people?
So this, and did I get this right? They were watching these kids for years, and the other biological parents did not watch.
It said 1.5/2 years, so a year and a half to 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So they were basically abandoned by their biological parents, for all intents and purposes. Am I right, or am I wrong?
Alicia is the mother's cousin.
Yes, I know that, but I'm saying the biological parents.
Yeah, and it doesn't say. I've never found anywhere why it says why the girls were put in Alicia and Ivan's care. I've never found.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's. I mean, like. I guess it doesn't say that there was abuse. It doesn't say there was abuse, but they basically were just like not seen by doctors or enrolled in school. So
that's
I don't
all
know.
Abusive. Like your only job as a parent is to get your child to those checkups and keep them alive in between checkups.
Voices, I meant like physical abuse. Like I'm talking about like.
Oh, I'm sure there was. I mean, if like there had to have been more abuse than just that.
It just hasn't been revealed. Maybe hasn't been revealed yet, or something like that. Yeah. I mean, like I'm you know me, I'm usually not one to be like attacking the bio parents too much, but I'm like a little iffy with these bio parents that basically decided to not checking on their kid for 1.5 to 2 years while being supervised. And I can't imagine this guy this is the first time he actually became violent just out of nowhere, out of left field. So I guess we'll wait for more info.
Maybe that's why Alicia's abused as well.
We don't know, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Given that she doesn't have any charges, Alicia could also be a victim of Ivan's as well.
I don't. To Scarlett's question, I do not know they sold the pair. I don't think they sold. I know there's nothing.
I haven't heard anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard any reports or anything. I think that would have probably been the article I read if they did sell them. Maybe you have an article that says otherwise, but no.
Hey, Sean's Princess. Good to see you, love.
Welcome back, Jones. You got power back yesterday at 3:00.
Oh, Jonesy, congratulations.
Joining the 21st century. I thought Alyssa had charges. Yes, she does. I think it's child endangerment, 2 charges or something like that?
Yeah, 2 charges of child endangerment.
But in this report, it basically like she's claiming that she saw this. It looks like it's from reading it. It looks like she saw this happen and then didn't say anything about the disposal.
Well, they'll say Alyssa confessed that on December 25th, 2022, around midnight that night, Ivan beat AAKA and held her up by her arms.
Yeah. I'm trying to say it doesn't
confessed it.
Yeah, it doesn't say any other like disposing of. Like, let me see if there's a charge for not reporting a crime in the state.
Thank you guys for the prayers. I really appreciate them. It's been a rough couple of days for me, so thank you.
Let me just check. Failure to report abuse, neglect, or exploitation of children or vulnerable adults. Any person who knowingly and willfully fails to promptly report abuse, neglect, or exploitation that may be subject to administrative action, criminal sanction, or let me see. Yeah, maybe that's neglect. Let me see. Oh, I saw it happen. Charged with the same thing. I don't know if they should be charged with the same thing. I don't know what the law is, but They definitely like. It seems like this woman didn't say anything, kept her fucking mouth shut
Went on
until.
to be with her boyfriend in Arizona or somewhere else.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there should be more charges. It just seems kind of crazy to me that there is no more. I don't see more charges. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to look.
I don't think there's any more charges.
Yeah, there isn't no charges, but that's kind of weird, don't you think, Queen?
They should have both been charged.
Yeah, I figured they would have charged the mom, or not the mom. I'm sorry, not the mom. I figured they would have charged Alyssa or Lysiana, whatever the fuck her name is. I figured they would have charged her.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of crazy that you just got just those two charges. Maybe more charges are coming by, but if you think if she just confessed, they would probably put that already. But this is a pretty brutal act.
Yes, Natalie, I agree. Had her big sister not said, "I can't find my sister," that poor baby could have been murdered and no one would have known.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know if they made a deal without an attorney. Like, usually, I don't think they would just make a deal without her attorney, and maybe they did. Who knows? I don't know. I have no clue. Probably plead. I don't know. If there was no custody order, though, the courts, then the bio mom could face charges, I would think. I'm trying to think.
Well, I don't think Biomom would
Yeah.
be charged because she hasn't
Yeah.
had him in 2 years. But I want to know why, I did want to say, here's an inside edition because a lot of people are picking this up now. So here's an inside edition clip. And they said on here, I believe it's either this or another one. They said, do not judge the parents because you don't know don't know the situation. So I don't know if they were maybe drug addicts and were in rehab, or they were in jail, or they had something medically wrong, or who knows. No, I really don't. But if they're saying don't judge this ahead of time, then maybe there's something going on,
Yeah, I get you.
CPS taking them and putting them in their care though, because I mean, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
they weren't working,
Yeah, it says Burton says it says they read her Miranda warnings and she chose to waive it, then went on to talk. Yeah, which is normal. But I'm just wondering,
like the Miranda rights, anything you have the right to. But it says anything you say can and will be used against you.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, Scarlett, I'm not sure. Like the thing is, I don't know if there's any other abuse that they could have seen, and I don't know any real details of what was agreed upon with these people. So I don't know. I definitely think it's a little suspicious that these people didn't notice anything for that long. But I mean, I'm going to wait for my judgment. I'm not going to start screaming like Molly Golightly and start screaming F you bombs. I like to wait for more facts before I pass my judgment on the Barrow parents. But I do think it's a little suspicious. But that's my own opinion. But when it comes to that guy, they should toss him into a volcano as soon as he gets convicted. And I honestly think the woman should be too, to be honest with you. Because if you sat there, saw it, and then decided to keep quiet while everyone was searching for this child, and then when you're about to be cornered like a rat, decide to rat out on people, then I'm sorry, you're culpable too. And that's my opinion. It might not be law, but unfortunately, that's my opinion. I'm sure Voices, what do you think?
I think they're both pieces of shit. I'm not a parent, and somebody like me would have gladly taken those babies and given them the best life they possibly could. Instead, some piece of shit fucking murdered them. Fuck that.
Yeah. But I'm going to hold my judgment on the bio parents. I don't know too much. And you want to play this video, Queen, or are you just putting this up for the picture? I'm not sure. If you want me to shut up, I know I talk too much.
Personally, people that do this to children, I really think that their rights should be taken away from them, and they should be used as test experiment guinea pigs for vaccines and trial research so that they can make something good out of themselves.
I wouldn't want that because that would just make a profit motive for convicting people and eventually result in a fucking horrible existence of a world where people get falsely convicted, possibly. So just toss them into the volcano and that's it. Death sentence for them both, and that's pretty much it. And move on. Have it like China. This is very nice chat atmosphere. This is let me see. I don't care what her excuses.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna play this. Is that okay? Were you reading somebody? Or are you talking to somebody? I didn't want to be rude.
No. You play it. I was just reading the chat because it was quiet. No problem.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to be rude to interrupt a conversation. I didn't know if he was replying to somebody. You know what I mean? I let the dogs back in and came back in here, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to be rude and play. Just hit play. You know.
Queen, let the dogs out. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Authorities say their search for a missing 4-year-old is now considered a recovery operation. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says it is searching for the remains of Athena Brownfield in Caddo County with the help of other law enforcement agencies. 2 people have been arrested in connection with the case. Ivan Adams and his wife Alicia Adams are both charged with child neglect, while Ivan is charged with murder. According to published reports, in court documents charging Ivan, authorities said that Alicia said Ivan killed Athena on Christmas Day of 2022. OSBI says the couple were responsible for Athena and her 5-year-old sister's care for about a year. On January 10th, Athena's sister was found unsupervised outside of their home by a postal worker who notified police. That's when authorities say they discovered Athena was missing. Ivan Adams was taken into custody in Arizona, where he waived his right to an extradition hearing and will be sent back to Oklahoma. Alicia is in custody in Oklahoma. Investigators say she is related to the children. They also say the children's parents are cooperating with the investigation. For instance,
So the bio parents are cooperating.
Yeah.
But they have not came out and told us why they had them to begin with.
I don't think we're gonna find out too soon.
Yeah, we may not. I mean, it really just depends. I know that the family dynamics are a little. I wouldn't be surprised if you know what I'm saying. They don't come to social media.
I mean, that would be super smart. As long as if they didn't, it would be safer for them.
Yeah, it'd be smart of them not to come on, onto YouTube and do and get wrapped up with the.
Yeah, it's. I'm kind of no. I'm not. I hate the fact they had to make a deal with this woman. If they did make a deal with her, I hate the fact they actually had to make a deal with this woman that kept her fucking mouth shut. Honestly, I'm disgusted if they did that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, she could be lying, but I mean, honestly, what they're gonna end up doing when they go to court is the lawyers, his lawyer is gonna blame her lawyer is gonna blame him. You know how that goes. They're gonna, she'll probably end up testifying against him. You know how that goes. I mean, the first one to talk is usually the first one to walk.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't give her too.
I'm not saying in a child murder case, but in some situations, but it is. It's like it's almost like doing a deal with the devil. Which is the lesser of two evils here.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just can't believe that this.
Like, do we want to find her body and convict him, or do we want to take the chance, of never finding her remains or her,
Yeah, it's a shitty choice.
It really is, and it's a really shitty choice for the DA and the family to have to be in, because usually the DA will ask the family,
It's a no-win. It's no-win, because either way, I mean, like they've lost all the way around.
Well, and they've went to the house. They've searched the reservoirs. We've seen that. I know that the news affiliate there has been, I think his name's James. He's been really on trying to get accurate information out. You know what I'm saying? And
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, they did say that the house that they did go back. I did see where they did check the house again. They went back to the house that Athena's little sister, was found in. Or older, so I don't know if she's 5, right? So is she the older one? Athena was 4.
Older, Yes.
Okay.
She's 5. She's the older sister.
Yeah, so I don't know what family. I don't know where. I don't know if the family has, kept. If she went to foster care, or if the family has her, or you know what I'm saying. I'm not sure, but it almost makes me wonder if she won't. If they won't do more interviews on her to try and get more information of
Well,
how.
they said that she was interviewed forensically, so
Yeah.
that would be like that's in all aspects. They have special child forensic psychologists that will come in and interview.
Well, they said, that's where she said, Heels. She said, didn't they find Athena along the fence line or a different case? No, that is what she said. She said that Ivan took Athena and drove to their old residence and buried her next to the fence line and put a big branch over the burial site. But that's really.
Can you imagine if they go and they see that and that like it all lines up?
Well, I think if she was along the fence line, they would have already found her.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think they would have if they would have gotten that information, but I don't know. We do. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they don't want to reveal it yet. Maybe they're still looking in the area. We don't know how big the fence line. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would think they would immediately find her once they were told where the body was, but
yeah, see, the affidavit says on here, let's see. It's hard for me to, it's still kind of hard for me to read it because it's so small. Let me go find this little part that I'm talking about for Heels, where she says, I believe it's in the bottom of it, but she says it on here in the affidavit, I believe is.
It says here, he then laid her on the ground and punched her at least 3 more times in her chest.
So if she watched that, why is she not being held responsible for not, failing to?
That's what I want to know.
The death of a child, failure to, you know what I'm saying? Like failure to report, or
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like the Wandra lady.
But I mean, let me read. I think there's more. AAKA never moved after that. This occurred at the residence on 225 West Nebraska, Ivan, and then left around 0100 hours on December 26, 2022. With AAKA, when he arrived back, he told Alyssa that he buried her near a fence line that was next to their old residence in Rush Springs. He informed her he placed a large broken branch over the burial site. So he told her that. So that doesn't necessarily mean that that's actually what he did. He could have just fucking lied to her.
Yeah. Well, and they said his phone, I guess, was by Rush River or Rush Springs or something like that. Yeah. I'm not sure what something like that. But they went, they're going off his
also, that's not, and it's not really a great identity, like just like a broken branch. Well, that's just like good luck trying to, if it's, I don't even know. 225 West Nebraska, Ivan. I just want to see what that looks like.
Well, you would also see dirt disturbed and other, but it just, this is, and like his cell phone, hopefully this is a dumb motherfucker that didn't have his location history turned off, and his cell tracks will lead him right to where he was at.
Let me see.
I think he shouldn't have fucking hurt that baby.
I agree.
And if she knew about it and knew what was going on, then she shouldn't have, she should have, you know what I'm saying, turned him in, not went and stayed with her fucking boyfriend and kept her mouth shut until all of a sudden they just found a little girl wandering because she was left at home by her fucking self.
Well, now when you think back to like the TikToks and stuff that we saw in the beginning, doesn't that make it even sicker?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous that she got kind of this deal, to be honest with. If she did get a deal, she just got a sweetheart deal. Okay, so I'm looking at I'm trying to look. Yeah, it's not that rural.
Chad, are you guys doing okay? I know this is heavy and hard. You guys doing okay?
Yeah, they can still add charges for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the property. I think this is the property. It's I don't know. Doesn't look that big, to be honest with you.
Well, no, and that's what I mean. Like, I think they would have found her, and or at least traces of. Hey, baby love, what you doing?
How you doing?
Hi.
What's up, Jonesin?
Hey, Jonesy.
Y'all, I'm so pissed off about this case.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was gonna
Miss
say it's starting
Brandy.
to really. I mean, I'm sad about it, but it's really starting to get under my fucking nerves because why? For one, why?
And the way they make it seem by her explaining this is that she was sitting there when it happened, or she's seen it all happen.
Right, because how would she know he punched
He
her
punched her 3
times in the
times.
chest and
Yep.
that her eyes rolled in the back of her head that she, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? She had to have either seen it or known about it. And why didn't you fucking report it if you knew?
Right.
If
She fucking knew.
She should have
She
called the
knew.
police if she was scared or he was
Yeah.
beating her or anything like that. When he left, she could have made that fucking move. Instead, she went to her boyfriend's and then left her children with him after she knew he did this.
Nah,
Yeah.
bullshit. You got me fucked up waiting until he
How
leaves
you gonna
or
leave fucking
stops.
5 kids with somebody who you just watched murder a child and leave 5 children with them?
What my question is, I have a question. Do you think there's? I mean, like, do you think there's a possibility there was? I mean, we're not going to find out until maybe later, maybe an interview with the kid, with the surviving kid, if there was actual abuse beforehand. Because it's a little odd that he just like goes to the left park, hits this kid, and she's kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just odd.
What do you mean?
Like,
No.
was there possibly more abuse beforehand?
Yes, I agree, B. Tim, and I bet that they will discover it because they'll probably start interviewing the
Those
4
kids are going to be the
biological
key.
children as well.
Yep. Those kids are going to be the key to the history in that household.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder how old theirs were and if they'll say anything. You know, like when they forensically did her interview, it just makes me wonder. Brandy, I'm so sorry. I don't know how you're in here, and I'm so sorry if you heard what we were talking about. I know it's probably extremely hard for you to be in here. But she said as long as his phone turned on, it will ping off cell phone towers, even without location turned on.
Yeah.
I know, and that's
So when they lied to him, the police got their phones and went through them and knew instantly that they were lying because it didn't add up with
fucking turds.
Yeah.
Fucking turds.
You know.
But I will caution people. Like, I know I'm suspicious of the bio parents, but please don't. I think like really, no one harassed them or try to like villainize them yet.
We don't know their story.
Yeah,
listen, they could have easily been incarcerated. They could easily have been ill. It could have been something that maybe they were mentally ill, not able to handle the children. So for that, you've got to err on the side of caution for the biological parents.
Yeah, so I would suggest people like before we pass judgment, we got to wait for more facts for them, and it's not our place to judge. You know what I mean? It's like we're not here to punish.
Can you imagine being in those biological parents' position, thinking that they were doing the right thing for their kids because maybe they couldn't take care of them, and now look what's happened.
Yeah, seriously.
Hold on, Letitia, where'd you get that from, baby? Where'd you hear that from? She said their bio mother was adopted as a teen and was always in trouble. Her adopted parents hadn't saw her for a long time. The father of the children's grandmother was Penny Brownfield. I know Penny. I was going to say I seen that on the news when she came on the news, but I didn't know where'd that information come from, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
I mean, does anybody know if these birth parents tried to check on these kids at any point, or
we're gonna find out later on?
That is all unknown.
Okay.
I have not found anything like that.
Well, let me just say this. I'm going to be the one to put it out. I mean, you can't fucking go grab a knife and stop this motherfucker.
Well, that's why
you obviously don't give a shit about him. You running off with your boyfriend the next week, or the next few days.
If you
were truly concerned oh my God, this is getting too far. You couldn't go grab a knife or something to stop that shit from happening.
That's
Well,
why I
maybe
think,
Just as culpable.
I think it's that's why I think there's been abuse longer, because I'm feeling like this is something common. I have a feeling, and this is just a feeling, a suspicion, a tinfoil hat theory, but that's my feeling from it. I don't know, and we don't know if maybe, I mean, I don't know about the home dynamic. I don't know if she was being abused or if this was just her just standing by while he was doing something, or maybe this is the first time he exploded. But I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll find those answers out soon enough, probably. But yeah, I
and
know.
right, you know, women sit by and watch this shit every damn day, or they're
That
fucking
shit makes me sick.
follow the grain. What you got to add, babe?
Listen, she cannot be that afraid of this man that she is going to go with another man and post
Nah.
on TikTok and social media and all this other stuff. She ain't afraid of that guy. Who would do that if you are afraid?
Mhm.
I
Well, and
agree.
when she left him and was with another man, why didn't she, you know, and she felt safe or felt safer, why didn't she return, you know, call and why
Because
did she call the
thought
police
that they
and say,
got
oh
away
my
with
God,
the ultimate
where's
crime.
the other child? Where's the other child? Did you know where the other kid was at? Did you see her? When she already fucking knew she was dead, she watched her husband kill her. You
And
know what
who
I mean?
really left that sister behind?
Hmm.
Okay, I don't see him taking, if he's already,
They both did. After he killed that Athena, the little girl, she had left him there with the other 5 kids. Their 4 kids that they have together, and Adina, which is Athena's sister. She left them and went to her boyfriend's house.
and then he left after that.
And then he left Adina at home and took his 4 kids and left.
Yeah, there's no fucking excuses, man. There's none. I can't excuse this.
Oh, I don't
No.
think there is a possible excuse, but just the
And
understanding.
you know what? And this is a sick fucking part, you guys, had he taken Adina with him, how long would it have been before she was reported missing?
Oh, I bet years.
There wouldn't have been
It
any
could have been
record
years.
because
Nobody would have ever known had he
they'd never
just taken
taken her.
Adina with him.
Right, they'd never taken her to the doctor. They weren't enrolled in school.
Right.
Essentially, they weren't on paper anywhere.
So they could have went fucking months, years, who knows how long before anybody would have noticed this little girl gone.
I put a link. Is that the house? I mean, just I put it in the back.
Where?
I put it in the back.
And then, hello, not for nothing. Why wouldn't they put those girls in school? I think this was a planned out thing by them. This was
No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's planned out.
not
Think of their age.
not planned out. No. Y'all are getting me wrong. Not planned out in the sense of this is what we're gonna do in a year and a half from now. No, I think they took advantage of the opportunity. And why would you not enroll those kids? Why would you not have those kids seen by doctors?
Because they were being
the
abused.
abuse started the moment they got there.
I would like to err on that side of caution. I said
Allegedly.
it could be,
Yes.
and I don't want to be like
Allegedly,
they abused.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's not going to change.
yeah, I get it. It's your opinion. I just want to make sure that we don't know there's a case of abuse. It's just very suspicious circumstances that lead to suspicion.
For sure.
My opinion, you see the sadness and distress in both them little girls. I know we said normal family, but I've seen
agree.
other pictures. They do not look happy. They do not look well. They look like they're clinging to one another. I don't know. Look at her missing flyer. Her little
I
face
agree
on that
with
missing
that.
flyer. Look close.
That looks like a very broken little baby girl.
It does.
Look at her lips. Look at her lips. Yeah, it could be chapped lips. I don't know. No. Mm-mm.
Mhm. I just think what also kind of gets to me is that woman who just later confessed to seeing this let everyone else start searching and this whole thing for weeks, not saying a word. And she could have easily just went forward, told the cops about it, but she didn't. She waited, until she was cornered, and that kind of gets.
She waited for a deal. She waited for a deal.
Or when she got cornered, she could have.
Which then she waited for a deal.
Well, no, I think not. There's a difference between waiting for a deal and also just waiting until you get cornered and hope for the best. You know, I think she would have kept her mouth shut if they didn't corner her. They probably found some evidence that kind of connected her to this. So,
Well, you don't look for a deal until you're cornered.
well,
Really?
you could preemptively look for a deal if you think like they don't have enough evidence, and you think just in case they might catch up to you. But either or.
Yeah.
I'm not going to die on that hill.
Whew.
But she could have just made an anonymous tip if she cared. Well, or she could have just went forward the night of and just said, hey, this psych, while he's disposing of the body, like if she was afraid for herself, she could have just easily said, you know, this guy, you know, he murdered a kid in front of me. Can the cops come? He's out in the field right now. But now we got to, like, you know, she could have done the right thing. She had the opportunity, but she did nothing. So I don't know. Hope you know. Such a terrible situation.
Now I had another thought. He could have PTSD. He was military. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she. This is just in my
who the
head.
fuck cares?
Oh, Grain.
Well,
whoa.
No. Listen. Maybe she was dealing with this for some time and was protecting her other children by not doing anything. That's the only thing.
She turns around and leaves
But
them,
then leave them?
and then leave
No,
them.
that's not acceptable. But at the time, at that moment, and then who knows what she was thinking later, and nothing justifies what she was thinking later in her actions after. Nothing.
Yeah, I think like people just want to know what the reason why she just basically watched a grown man beat up a child to death, beat a child to death, and then decide to dispose of the body and then pretend nothing happened until the, you know, mail delivery guy sees one of the kids wandering and decides to report, you know, her missing, Athena missing, and all that stuff. And she just sits there and keeps quiet for, you know, a while. You know, people just want to wonder what's going through her head.
And who lets the father of her? Why does she let him take even his own kids after seeing something like this?
Well, I mean, Ellie Joe, it looks like on Christmas day, night or Christmas, the day after Christmas, she was killed and buried. So that's fucked up Christmas, that's for sure.
It's just me. Oh, come on. She left 5 children to go get her rocks off after the fact. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the rocks off, but
Hold on, Carol. It's funny how a lot of people on here are judging something they don't know about this woman. I'm not sticking up for her, but I don't know her circumstances of being controlled and abused.
But she was away. She got away from him. She was with another man.
The fuck out of here with that. Yeah.
After knowing what he did, she left and left 4 other kids with that man who she just watched murder an innocent baby.
Oh,
well, she was having the time of her life.
Well, let's not yell at the person asking the question. They're just putting up another opinion on what's going on. You know?
No. I'm just hostile about the case in general. I'm not talking necessarily, specifically to anybody.
Yeah. My tone wasn't directed at the person. My tone was directed at the act that Ivan has done. Yeah. And I was also going up the stairs, so I might have been a little more huffy puffy than I needed to be.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just, you know, I think people just want to understand why she would have done it. And then personally, I don't care if she would have been in that situation. Like, let's say she's under control of this guy and she's being abused. Her actions don't reflect that to me a lot of times, but who knows? I don't know about the actions too much of a woman's being abused. Maybe it could be she's hiding it, but still she could have known the right thing to go in front and tell people about this. She chose not to. She chose to try to hide it. I feel like if she wasn't cornered, she would not have said a word. So she's just as culpable as the guy, and she honestly, if I had a perfect world, they would both go to the death sentence. But unfortunately, we don't have that perfect world. So
yeah, because regardless if she was an abused woman or dealing with mental health issues or something, she still took off.
Yeah. And she kept
and didn't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
So
and his ass went to Arizona. He was far, far away. Far, far away. Can't hurt you. But she did have his kids. Or her kids.
Yeah, it's a very, very bad situation. Yeah. I just can't believe that she just didn't say anything while everyone was searching for this kid. It's fucked up.
It seems to me she was happy to let him have them other kids so she could go have her party.
I don't know that. I don't know if she's having parties and she's doing that.
With her man.
Ellie's in back.
It's all over TikTok.
Oh, Ellie's in the back, Queen. Yeah. I don't know.
And
Making new
Batgirl.
babies.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, I came in like a wrecking ball.
Ah, it's normal.
That's
It's
Me
normal.
too. Sorry.
It's
Trigger
no,
warning.
it's normal to feel like that.
You're very passionate. It's okay to feel like that, and we're all very passionate.
What did I miss here?
Well, I said that they should both get the death sentence if they knew, and everyone's very emotional about the situation, and so.
We got
When it's
Ellie back here,
babies.
and here's that girl. What's up? I was gonna
guys.
say follow the train. I'm
What's
gonna
up,
have you
girl?
jump down here in a minute, so
How
I
you
can
doing,
listen,
that girl?
so we can rotate around a little bit.
I can hop if need be.
I'll hop
Hello.
right now. Just know that when it comes to children, there's a lot of people out there who are triggered. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll admit
Oh,
I'm triggered, even
I
though
know,
you
and
give a
that's why I
trigger.
said I'll have you hop down for a little bit, and then I'll bring you back up here
Yeah.
after a bit. You know what I mean? So that way you can get chilled out a little bit.
Well,
got
I
it,
mean,
Mama.
I mean, you'd have to be a
Alright.
cold-hearted person not to care about children. You'd have to be like an evil person, so that's perfectly
But lots of
normal.
people view children as property. They are not property. They are not a toaster that you can just dispose of because it doesn't work right.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
all. Peace,
Peace.
All right.
love, light.
I had another
I
one
like
in the
that
back
analogy.
at
They're
the
not a-
same time. Damn it!
It can be
Was
hard
that
not to
Geographic
get
still up
worked
here?
up. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, so I was gonna say somebody else must have dropped. I don't know who it was, but
I got kicked. I don't know what the hell happened.
okay. I was gonna say there was a couple of you guys up here. Well, you know what I mean. And
What up, princess?
somebody left and you dropped. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
No, I just got off the phone and got to join. Are y'all talking about what we were looking at earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awful. Hey, Grandma Sherry, it's good to see you guys. It's a Tuesday, isn't today Tuesday?
Yeah.
My days are so fucked up. Our kids are out of school this week because the tornadoes. So I don't even know what day it is.
I know,
Are
right?
y'all
Tuesday.
okay?
Oh.
Is everybody okay, or are they expecting bad weather, so they're keeping them home?
Everybody's okay. We had a tornado come. Well, how many, babe? 5. We had 5 tornadoes come through our little town.
I like how you like nonchalantly said, "Oh, how many tornadoes? No big deal."
Yeah, because
when
we
you're
knew
used to it.
we knew there had to be more than one. At first, it was only being reported as one, but we knew that there had to be more than that because it was in so many different locations.
Yeah.
And we finally got power back. What was it, B10 Queen? I told y'all when we
3
got
a.m.
power.
Say it was a couple days ago.
Yesterday morning, right? 3 a.m. yesterday morning. Yeah. God, first thing we did was wash our asses.
What do you mean wash? You don't have your own boil, like you have electric boiler?
We were taking hoe baths, B10.
Yeah. Hoe baths, whore baths. I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, our water stopped. We're on a well, B10, so our water stops.
Oh, that's not the
that sucks.
That's not actually CDT, is it?
But well water is so good though, right? Other than that it stops with electricity.
Sean Princess, I don't think that's the real CDT. They're using her photo and stuff, but that channel has no subscribers, so unless they speak up real quick, we're gonna need to block them.
So is it Tuesday then?
Yes, it is, babe.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to mess with you and say, yeah, it's Friday, actually.
I wish it was Friday.
Don't
Shut up,
I got an appointment on Wednesday and I have my psych eval on Thursday.
All right, so it's actually Thursday, by the way.
All right, I'm gonna block that account. Oh wait, somebody beat me to it. Cool.
Yep, I already did. Fuck that.
Thank you,
I
love.
would assume that if they're gonna find her, if she is where the woman caregiver, what's her name, Alicia, if that is how it went down, I would assume that they're gonna be finding her soon.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, it sounds like he said the
How
spot,
rural
right?
is that area that they're saying
Well,
she's in? Do we
I
know
put in
if
the
it's
back. I put in the back chat I'm not sure if this is the address, but I put.
there's nothing in the back chat for me. Would you mind doing it again, please?
Sure. I just realized that you weren't there when I posted it. My
Cool,
apologies.
thank you. I'm gonna look that up
Yeah, I
and
think that's
see
the
how
address.
rural that is.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
look
Carol,
that.
I don't think we are judging somebody else. We're not judging their lives to make us feel better.
Oh,
I
good
feel that this
Lord.
is
That's what I think about that.
I think it's an open conversation about how the average person feels about a child being killed that was left in the care of two capable adults.
Well, what is Carol wanting us to consider?
Well, she wants to wait.
Past
This
abuse of the woman.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
She
that
wants.
still don't fucking matter when it comes to the fact that she left.
Yeah, but
Whoa,
maybe lower your voice.
whoa. Yeah, let's not cuss out people in chat, man.
Yeah.
Let's be chill.
Yeah, because she's just basically bringing up
I
a
think that it's
possibility.
weird to leave your children anywhere, but we still don't want
Yeah,
to
no, there's no excuse for that.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you. I think I could
fuck
never leave
that.
mine.
Yeah.
When fucking, and the thing is she didn't fucking do anything about it. She fucking went and
That's my problem.
got her
Yeah.
goddamn rocks off, did what the fuck she wanted to do, did her own fucking thing, and then when she talked to the cops, oh, where's she at? Where's the other kid at? Knowing damn the fuck well she watched her be fucking murdered and didn't say a fucking word.
Oh my God.
Sick ass bitch.
No.
I mean,
yeah, it's the latter part. It's definitely the latter part, because if you're an abused one, I understand. I don't personally understand that, but I can sympathize with that. That's not what even if she was abused, she still left, and that is what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't leave the babies. I'm looking at this, guys, on a map, and there is some pretty rural areas right all around here, quite a bit actually. I mean, it's not completely rural, but there's definitely lots of country roads and stuff.
I just pulled it up here. We'll put it on here real quick.
Yeah, if you zoom out a little bit and you don't do the street view, you can see that there's just like this little urbanized area right there, and all around it, hey Mau, all around it is there's quite a bit of nothing.
Well, there's 2 abandoned houses right there back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look like the nicest neighborhood, period, but
that's a little roundabout view there. Here's
just going on map view and zooming out, there's quite a lot of nothing.
Yeah, it does look like Florida a bit.
Because all the water specks.
Yeah, just like how the yards are. I think you kind of left a little bit, but
hold on, let me look.
It's flat there.
Yeah. This is the location of the disposal of the child.
Along the fence line right there, supposedly.
Well, I think it might be in the backyard, but I'm not
Well,
sure.
didn't it say the fence line of their old place?
Yeah, this is the 225 Nebraska Avenue.
So is this the current place they lived or the old place?
This would be the fence line here.
The old place.
The old place where he supposedly buried her.
Okay.
So he supposedly, that Alyssa or whatever the hell her fucking name is, said that he took her and left the house and drove to their old property, which is this one right here where they used to live, and that he buried her along the fence line and put a big branch over the burial site.
And by the way, this photo is from 2013.
So I think if the police, you know what I'm saying? If the police, they would be able to see a fresh dug up on Christmas.
Yeah.
We just did this a month, not even a month ago.
Well, and they specified it was by, they didn't say it was on. And they said something about a big broken branch too. And I don't see anything.
Well, this is from 2013.
There's not big trees.
Wait. Yeah. This is from 2013. So we don't know if it's not 2022 or 20.
I'm just saying, I know, but the way they described it, it didn't sound like it was going to be like the backyard. Let me look again. Thank you.
Here, I was going to say, I'm going to read this off real fast.
Yeah, it says right here that he buried her near a fence line that was next to their old residence in Rush Springs.
Right.
He informed her he placed a large broken branch over the burial site.
That's
That
what we
just
just
didn't-
said, baby. That's
Yeah,
what I
that
was
just
just
doesn't.
saying.
I know. I'm just saying that doesn't lead me to believe that she's in a backyard.
I know, and that's what I mean. The police, I believe the police would know by now because look how small it is. Because I think she's telling a fucking lie, is what I think. But
Oh,
or
she
he
might
told her a
be.
lie because that
Or
yard's not that big, and there's no fucking, you know what I mean? Like there's just, it's not that big. And
Where did it say Rush Springs? Is that what it said? I'm going to look up Rush Springs.
Hopefully that's not the wrong address, but let me just check.
Maybe we have the wrong address.
Well, Rush Springs would be the old place. So let's just look.
Right.
Why isn't it letting me? I hate these maps sometimes.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the way that we come together to talk about these things and research on them.
Yeah, Rush Springs is a different place.
So drop the link in the back chat. We'll pop that one up. Because this,
Yes,
where's
ma'am.
this one? This is the address then that they live in now?
That is the address where I guess she passed away at, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And then he took her, if I'm looking up the correct Rush Springs, I just put it in the back chat. And if he
Oh, no,
took her
I'm sure you probably got this. Okay, so this one we're looking at is the house that she was
the
murdered.
zip codes aren't far off. One ends in 82, the Rush Springs does, and the one that we're looking at here on Nebraska Avenue ends in 29. So I would assume, but Rush Springs is where they used to live, and she's buried near there. So that's what I'm saying. The way they described it, even though it was very brief,
I don't even see a fence line here. What the hell? Did you?
Well, I just looked up the area.
This is a car show.
No, the Rush Springs, Oklahoma is what I just linked you to. Now is
and I opened it and it's a car show. Look, I'll send you the
How weird. Mine is showing the map. Mine's on the actual map. Maybe I shared it wrong. Hold on, Mom.
Yeah, look at it. I'm gonna send you a thing. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Look at it.
Here, I just clicked on a different one. It'll take you to the middle. Oh, because that's the picture that's showing up there to some car show that was there. This is just downtown Rush Springs.
It goes into it doesn't like take me to the house. It just goes into like a car show. You know what I mean?
Well, baby, we don't have the house address. This is just the middle of downtown Rush Springs.
Oh, okay, okay. So
yeah, it just said their old house in Rush
showed up.
Springs.
Then maybe there's no address for the old one. The old.
It just said Rush Springs there in the document. Pop it back up real quick, please.
Hold on a second. It's hard to read too, so it's because it's so little.
Yeah, see, it just says when he arrived back, he told Alyssa that he buried her near a fence line that was next to their old residence in Rush Springs. It didn't give the address. It's saying this occurred at the residence.
And find out.
It occurred at 225 Nebraska. This is where she was actually allegedly killed, but the burial took place in Rush Springs, which let me do a little. How far away? Let me see how far away it is.
Well, that car show picture is probably just something for the town. Then it's something they, advertise. Or if you sent just a map, it's probably something that just
it looks
advertised.
Yeah, it looks like it happens there in downtown. These are small towns, so that's not
it's like a small town activity then.
Okay, so to go from that address there on Nebraska Avenue to the middle
share your screen, and I'll take this down. That way people can see what you're talking about while you're,
give
what
me
I
just
mean?
a second. Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'll show you. Present, share screen. I'm actually at the computer today, you guys. So
that way it'll help. Because the address we just showed on the screen is the address that she passed away, and the address that you're showing right now is
okay. Let me get my directions back up.
Took her to, right?
So we're gonna go from no, this is a town. What was that? Was that 288 Nebraska? Is that what that was?
225.
225
West Nebraska.
Nebraska Avenue, Cyril, Oklahoma. Okay, so from this is where she passed, allegedly. Okay.
Yeah.
And from there to the middle of Rush Springs is 31 minutes.
Okay.
So he would have gone somewhere right around here into this area.
So he put her in the fucking car after he murdered her. He put her in the car and drove 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah. And if you look, Rush Springs is Yes. And Rush Springs is just like Cyril. I'm not sure how you say that, but there's like this little populated, treated area. And then it's pretty rural all around it, which is pretty normal in Oklahoma, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry
but-
about that, Queen. I thought that I fucked up the address. My bad.
No,
Yeah,
you're
so
okay. I just
no,
wanted to
you
make sure
didn't.
we were.
You didn't mess up anything. You just messed up what happened at that address, not
Yeah.
the
Sorry about
address
that.
we had was correct.
Oh, B Tim, 20 lashes and 5 Hail Marys, and then we'll make some
Seriously, B Tim, get your shit together.
Okay,
We'll
so
make
can y'all
some
see that
calls
right? So that is from the top left point is the 225 Nebraska. And then the bottom right with the red is the middle of Rush Springs town, which I guess is where they used to live. Unfortunately, they have not found her, but that's where they would be looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 31 minutes run with scissors. Yes, 30 minutes east. That's what we're looking at here. So it would have been the middle of the night, technically, right? Because it said around midnight.
1 o'clock or something like that. It looked like.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I thought it said midnight, but I'm tired.
It says December 26th.
Technically the 26th.
Yeah. At between 5:15 and 5:30 hours, Ivan's phone record shows his phone leaving 225. So around like 4:15 to 5:30. It looks like.
Okay, so and
On the
wasn't
26th.
didn't the murder allegedly take place around midnight?
Yeah, like it
Yes.
says.
So
1
they
o'clock.
waited a good bit to. Oh God.
Yeah, they waited possibly like because it says their phone records, Ivan's phone records show his phone leaving the address around that time. So they're using his phone to locate where he's moving around.
Gen X, what we're looking at is the top left point. Let me use my cursor here. This is where Athena was allegedly killed. And then this bottom right point, Rush Springs, somewhere in this vicinity is where she was allegedly buried, according to the affidavit they were looking at.
Anna Walsh's husband has been charged with murder, according to Fox News.
Good.
Yeah, well, no shit. That guy was smiling when he was walking out of like the guy.
Duper's delight.
I just got that text
According
message.
to the document, Tiffany, yes, she was murdered. According to the document, she was beaten to death and then disposed of in Rush Springs.
Yeah.
Do we actually know that? We weren't there. Of course not. But
Well-
the document tells us so. So we're going to assume that it's correct.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And perfectly, that's true. For all we know, she did it and he just hit her. We don't, yeah, exactly. We weren't there. Yeah. It's awful. Can I zoom in on the address? The one where the Nebraska one? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what I think they purposely did not want to tell anyone the rush because obviously they're open looking for the location.
Well, and it just said near.
Yeah.
That he put her near there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me just a second, you guys.
They don't want someone just deciding to look for the body in that location. Probably also, I don't know how YouTube is.
That could be very true too, but we can't assume that it was at an actual address, right?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So I think y'all are wanting to see the street view again. Is that what they're wanting right here?
Yeah,
that's
think
the
so.
house. That's the house where she allegedly passed away.
Yeah. So remember, it's kind of real time. So hopefully,
yeah.
Right.
Tiffany, I don't know what's wrong with them.
And these might be older views of the area.
Correct?
Correct?
It is older. Yeah, 2013.
Image captured June 2013. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What's up, Brandy? It's awful, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Brandy. I would like to hold him so that you could smack the smirk off his face.
The woman that husband just got charged was the pretty, very petite woman.
Brian.
I don't know.
Good morning, Cappy.
How you doing, Cappy? Well, it's not really morning. It's almost.
It's not even morning for her anymore. She gets up early.
It's afternoon here.
Okay, well, I've only been up about 2.5 hours.
Okay, so are we doing a jump here? And this is you're showing the other woman, correct?
This is the picture of him and her on one of their Facebooks. This is a picture. They look fucking like a normal family. I was just saying this the other day.
Yeah.
And supposedly she is saying this about him.
Okay, so this is who Athena was
This
with.
is Ivan and this is Alyssa or Lisa or Leisha, whatever. And this is their 4 children. They have, I believe, 2 or 3 daughters and a son. I blanked out their faces because I didn't want to put the kids on here. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, makes
blur out their
sense.
faces because I just,
Wow.
Yeah,
but
they look pretty normal.
this is these 2, and
wow.
they, you know what I'm saying? They seem to look like a normal family. This is her now.
She looks different. I guess
She
the
looks
hair.
like she's on drugs.
Whoa.
Well,
Allegedly, she.
Her
This
makeup.
is him now.
Okay, now go back to the other picture, please.
And then these are the pictures of the house that they showed. So I didn't know that that was.
Yeah, that's the same house. It's just
That's
fixed
the same
up.
house
It's
that's
the
been
same house.
painted.
I just
It's
went
been
back to my
painted.
other window. It's just painted, baby. That the walls are now tan and the shutter and stuff up there is white. It's the same house for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
same house. It just looks a lot better because it's been painted.
Yeah. Yeah, Google doesn't, it's a rural area.
Will
so.
you show the old picture of him and her, please?
Which one, baby?
The first one where they're like all dressed alike. And you,
Jammies?
yeah,
With
and
the
you blurred out
plaid.
the kids' faces. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, now show her again, please.
She looks so different.
They both look like they've lost weight.
Yeah.
And her hair
She's-
is obviously a different color, and she's not wearing a face full of makeup. So, I
She's
mean,
not
that's part of what we're
smiling.
saying. But they both look
Yeah.
like they've
So,
lost a
okay,
good
but
amount
my
of weight.
point is, right? My point is 2 years ago, you're looking at a family approximately 2 years ago when
Yeah.
they got the other 2 girls, Athena and Adina. So what I'm saying is, you know, Facebook and pictures can be deceiving because they look like a normal family and
Like the
maybe,
Watts.
you know what I'm saying? Maybe they were like a normal family and you know what I'm saying? Their 6 kids is stressful as fuck. No jobs, doing drugs. If they were on drugs, we don't know. I don't know if they were, if they weren't. But what I'm saying is 2 years ago is a different situation when they got them opposed to now. And you know what I mean? I'm just saying maybe mom and dad
Something
didn't
happened.
know, you know, the bio parents, maybe they didn't know that.
No,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
no. If
saying?
you were to look at this, no, if you were to look at this, you wouldn't think that that was
When
an
you look at
unsafe
that,
place.
there's her picture there. I mean,
They
we can go
both
as far
lost a
as going
ton of
on
weight.
TikToks right now. We can go look on their Facebooks and their TikToks.
Yeah, they both look like they've lost weight.
I wonder why they gave them the kids. You know, why the sister, Alicia's sister, gave the kids.
Yeah,
to
Sean's
them. You know what I
princess,
mean?
when she said that, that's what that reminded me of was the Watt, because all their pictures look perfect up until, you know, right before he killed them all. His
Yeah,
eyes,
something
nothing. He
happened.
looks normal, you guys. I'm not seeing this crazed thing that you guys are seeing. They fucking look normal.
I don't see anything that makes them look crazy. They look like a normal, everyday family right there.
Well, she has a new boyfriend now, so
Yeah,
maybe there
Jay,
was
I
some
agree.
kind of
She's
like.
beautiful in the family photo. They look like a beautiful family.
I think
Yeah.
they're cousins, Cappy. They're cousins.
Okay. Exactly, Fuzzy Rainbow. Abuse has no look. Yeah, I just
Right,
don't.
and maybe she had. You're right. Maybe she had pregnancy weight before. You know, she just
Yeah,
had
because
a
that is
baby.
a small baby. Yeah, that is a
You
small
know,
baby.
so
Mhm.
she could have baby weight. That's right. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not
There's
going
like
to instantly assume drugs. A lot of things can happen without drug
yeah,
use.
contributing
No.
factors. I mean, it could be stress. They could. I mean, fuck. They could fight every single day, and we don't know. So I mean,
Well, and it can also be if they were too broke to eat as much. You know, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
drugs, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. It
The
could just
chat's
be
like
like,
drugs. Well, no, you
no,
guys.
I
We don't
said I
know.
said allegedly drugs because I mean it does kind of look like they've lost their way.
Well,
that could be
obviously, if a child's
yeah.
dead and they've buried it somewhere, allegedly, they've
And
lost
she,
their way.
you know what I'm saying? She's seen this happen and then decided to, you know what I'm saying? She's seen the shit
Yeah.
happen. That's what blows my mind is she's seen it happen. And then in here, she's like, where's
Will you
Athena?
unpin comment, please, so I can read this?
Yeah.
I'm just going to read it one more time. Confessed that on December 25th, 2022, around midnight that night, Ivan beat AAKA and held her up by her arms. AAKA was not moving and her eyes were barely open. He then laid her on the ground and punched her at least 3 more times in her chest. AAKA never moved after that. This occurred at their residence. Okay.
So
So,
what
dude,
do they do for the 3 hours? Like that's almost like 3 hours that they just did nothing.
Let's see. Look.
Ivan
January,
left at around 1 a.m.
Look at this. Listen to what she says. On January 10th, 2023, 5-year-old AA was located wandering around the residence at 225 West Nebraska Avenue, Cyril, Caddo County, Oklahoma, by the male person, called the local police and Cyril police. Chief Garrett Rainey responded. And then it says, let's see here. AA was forensically interviewed and disclosed that she had been home alone and she was tired of being alone. Rainey received a call from one of the caretakers of AA, Alyssa Adams, whom asked where AA's 4-year-old sister, AAKA, was located. At that moment, it was learned that AAKA was missing.
Okay.
AA reported she called Alyssa Mom and Allie, and she called Alyssa's husband, Ivan Adams, Dad, and Uncle Ivan. Said AAKA and AA's biological mother, blank, left AA and AAKA in the care of Alyssa and Ivan approximately 1.5 to 2 years earlier. Alyssa and Ivan never took AA and AAKA to the doctor for checkups, nor did they enroll AA into school.
Yeah.
Then it said review of phone records. So first she lies, you know what I mean? She's like, where's she at? She's missing. So she's the reason that they knew she was missing, you know? Her calling and asking where she was.
Yeah.
Is how they knew she was missing to begin with.
That's janky.
And perfectly, you're right. This is just hearsay from her at this point. And people do tend to downplay their roles in things to try to get, out of some trouble. So we don't know, but
the affidavit said review of phone records for Alyssa and Ivan did not match what they reported to Flores on December 26, 2022, between hours. Okay, Ivan's phone records show his phone leaving 225 West Nebraska and traveling to near Rush Springs, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa and Ivan had a previous residence located in the Rush Springs, Oklahoma area, and they probably didn't put that in there for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and also it says near Rush Springs. So I think we're still dealing with approximates. That's why I didn't feel like they were ever talking about a yard. Do we have a, hold on. Zen is saying we don't really deal with tarot cards and stuff around here.
Yeah.
So
in the bushes, she's 5. Depending on her birthday, she might not start kindergarten until 6. Not all schools have pre-K. So
That's true.
yeah, it does depend when the birthday falls.
But the sisters should have been enrolled.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Coco says this happened Christmas and Adina was found on the 10th. That's quite a long period of time. How long did she stay after he did this? They both covered it up and hope to never be found out. I agree with that.
I second that.
Yeah, Allie Jo said the older sister is 5.
Oh. So she might not have been in school either then.
It said that neither one of them had been taken to the doctor.
Yeah. It says there, Cappy, no, that Alyssa and Ivan never took AA and AAKA to the doctor for checkups and did not enroll AA into school. So if they've been there almost 2 years, and these are toddlers we're talking about, obviously, at that time, they would be getting vaccines and all kinds of stuff during those years.
Correct.
Normally. So
as well as their well child exams.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Cappy.
That's what I said, Cappy. F them all.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it is.
Brandy, I have to agree with your child. I definitely double that sentiment. And I'm sorry that your child has that thought process. But the world is harsh, man. And our kids shouldn't even be having to think about stuff like that, but they do. And I agree. They should be tortured and made to be miserable. Death is too good.
I'm more of a torture is more a revenge thing. I just more like get rid of them and that's it. Just like dispose of trash.
Yeah, but they don't let us do that. We have to go through all these appeals processes and everything else, which I understand time is necessary because sometimes guilty people do end up in this, or innocent people end up in the system as guilty. But, you know, whenever it's really, really obvious what happened and there's solid proof, I think they should just be put to death. Yes, Cappy, even if they were anti-vaxxers, they should have had checkups. Yes. That's very true.
Correct.
They make sure their spine's growing straight and that they're on weight target and height target and
Correct.
all those
Even
good
if
things.
Even if
Yeah.
you don't do the vaccines,
You
correct.
still do well checks, yes. Yeah. That's an interesting tidbit. Brandy's Intuitive Art says technically by law, a child does not have to be enrolled until 6 years of age, although that has nothing to do with the circumstances. May they receive the proper karma that is due to them.
And that is also accurate. That you don't have to by law. You have until the age of 6 to enroll your child in public school or start homeschooling.
Well, considering the fact that they had just been left in their care, would they even have the proper authority to enroll them?
I don't think so.
Probably not, no. But
You know,
that's when they would need to try to go about doing that.
right?
and
Or
that
like,
could also be why
you can't just take any kid to the doctor.
and
and
that
be like,
also could be why they weren't taken to the doctor, because there wasn't proper authority to doctor them.
yeah, that's really weird. I'm sorry, Brandy. That had to have been absolutely fucking awful. She said exactly. She finally sat me down the other day and wanted to know more. One of the hardest conversations ever. You're a strong woman. I don't want to imagine what that felt like.
So in the bushes is so file insurance. Yeah, okay. So she's saying no, they could not enroll or file
course
for
not.
insurance. Yeah.
And they can't consent for treatment at a doctor.
Yeah. Well, if there was an emergency, they could take it. It's not like a Dolly Vision that like it's Dolly Vision where he thinks like you need a judge's order to go to the hospital. That was kind of funny with Judge. But anyhow, I don't know if you saw.
I would think if they showed up at an ER with a baby child that they would get treatment, of course, like for stabilization.
Yeah.
But they would not be allowed to make those decisions. They would send in an advocate or somebody from the state to do that if the mother or father was not present to legally be able to do that.
I just wonder why there was no adoption process or some sort of like legal documents that gave them like authority to some sort of custodianism or something like that.
Has it been said at all why they were left there?
I don't think
No.
so.
No.
Okay.
I've been looking for that. I mean, that would be why, why these guys? It's a cousin, not a sister. Is that
first cousin?
First cousin.
Correct. First cousin.
And there's just there's no paperwork.
No, I mean, you could, whenever my child used to go on little trips, like I'm not going to specify, but she used to go on trips and I would have to sign paperwork that if she was injured while they were there, that the person that was basically chaperoning them or the in-charge adult had consent to seek treatment for my child.
Like a legal guardian kind of
thing.
thing.
It was a notary thing that we had to do. Like, cause they, one of them was just as simple as Habitat for Humanity. After some of the hurricanes in the South, they went a few states over and built houses and stuff. And I had to sign all kinds of paperwork for that.
Yeah, I bet.
But, we had to do that. Yeah. And we had to do it preemptively, and we had to also give them all the insurance paperwork and everything else. Like, it was a lot of paperwork. It was. Thank you for the super chat, Tiffany. Queen, you got a super chat for $9.99 from Tiffany Stardust. And it's always awesome and pleasant to hear. Thank you all.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that.
It's good to see you around, Tiffany.
I was looking something up, so I'm sorry. I was
No, you're good.
I am getting my little craft studio together. I am so excited. I've got way more room downstairs than I had in my former craft room.
That's good, Trixie. That's good. I'm glad you got everything done. I know I had another woman that gave me those same kind of papers, Trixie, for her kid. Her and her husband were traveling to Europe, and I was keeping their daughter who was teenaged and did not want to go with them and leave her friends. And they gave me it, like, was for 3 weeks. Because they were going to be gone a couple of weeks, so it was for a little bit before and a little bit after. So it was about a 3-week time where I basically had temporary custody of her.
Thank you for becoming a member of the Hive, Brandy's Intuitive Art.
Yeah, welcome.
Well,
is there any more information available, or did you guys cover it on this story?
I don't know if there is or not. I'm behind on everything because I was out of town for a week.
This is pretty much that. I mean, there's not really. They're just. I mean, as far as I know, is there anything new going on? Like in the news, have you guys seen anything? Or because as far as I know, there's looking for they're looking for her remains at this point.
Yeah, probably. That's pretty much it.
So I don't think we'll be able. I know there was video of them at the reservoir or whatever, and then I don't think they want to show video of where they're at for a specific reason, you know.
Agreed. Probably because they're still searching, so they're not going to say anything until they find her.
Well, and that's a very loose location. That's not, just from looking at the map, there's like a lot of fence line out in these places, and it didn't specify what kind of fence line. And, you know, and if she wasn't with him when he allegedly did this, she did not pinpoint a location. So, not that she could. I mean, marked with a branch, that could be fucking anywhere.
Yeah, that could be just a blatant lie that he told her.
Indeed,
we don't know.
Indeed, it could be a blatant lie. Indeed. What up, Tammy Lou? Have a good day at work.
It's just a pity the woman didn't just pick up the phone right away when he left the house with the body and call the cops if she was so afraid, you know, and report his ass to the police so they can actually track him down and find, you know, and get his ass arrested. But that would require a conscience.
The more I find out about this, it's really sad.
Yeah, or Bush is set in the says, or a lie she told. We don't know if that's the truth. To save her own ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She could have way more involvement in all this than she's even putting on. I know if we're going to go by silly things like their eyes, hers look black, not his.
I mean, it could be like this, and you know, she could have been the one that, you know, and she could have just be blatantly lying and then trying to pin it on him. We don't know.
Like whoever talked first, like pointed the
or
other
just
way,
like they do when they have them like confess to lesser crimes or whatever. Just like when Watts said that Shanann killed the girls, so he killed her. You know, we don't know.
Yeah,
like
we don't
perfectly
know.
said in chat is hearsay until there's proof.
Yeah.
I just hope
there's
find
enough
her.
to like for this, you know, to
Regardless, I hope they find her so she can have a proper fucking burial. I hate it when children and other people just get left places by people who discard them like trash. It pisses me off.
Quentin, yeah.
Okay, so Cappy asked, so why is the abuse situation being brought up in relation to the disappearance? If these are her blood family members, why did she leave without them and is with some other guy now? No clue, Cap.
She is with some other guy. I mean, there was a picture with her like during, I think, New Year's or something, but there was like, so maybe there was like some kind of like rift, you know, who knows what in the family, because that was 2 years ago with the plaid shirts, right? So a lot happened. Like that was like halfway through the pandemic, you know.
Yeah.
Or in the midst of the pandemic, you know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, we've seen a lot of things unfold from the lack of supervision over children since the pandemic. And it's
Yeah.
disgusting to think that all you have to do is pull kids out of school for a little bit and they start dropping like flies. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
No
literally
structure.
the
Yeah.
numbers are insane. Like, why are all these people having babies that can't keep from killing them if they're not being raised by somebody else 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Like, it's really weird. Just
Yeah.
absurd.
There has to be a story that why they have the kids to begin with, you know. I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
that's a
just even
story.
generally speaking, the
Yeah.
amount of children who have been harmed
Oh yeah.
since taken out
I
of school
know.
is astronomical. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
There's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. And I know kids
Because like
can be
parents that
annoying.
work, you know, parents
Yeah.
at work had to like make sacrifice, you know, or do
Yeah.
things that because their kids weren't in school, you know, for the first time, and so they had to like readjust their lives. Maybe that's what happened with them. You know, who knows? But like
Who
I feel
knows?
like that's a big part of it.
Perfectly Imperfect says she was so upset. She posted pics on December the 26th of her in new hats and went to a party December the 30th.
Yeah, it was like a New Year's. Yeah, she looks. Yeah, I remember seeing those pictures.
Brooke,
Yeah.
I agree. She obviously felt like it was a less dangerous situation than with her. She wouldn't have left him there. We could only assume that that would be correct, right? But that's also, you know, normal lines of thought. And to me, children don't disappear from normal people, not like this.
Can't she be like charged with like additional charges, like covering up like a murder or something? You know, like she's if they do, you know, if he's
I
because it seems
believe
like
it
she's
would be.
covering up a little. Because right now she's just like has 2 child neglect charges. But if she actually, or maybe she didn't make a deal, like you were saying, you know, maybe she did make a deal or something, like to just take these lesser charges and if she witnessed it, because it said the evidence was on the cell phone, right? That there was maybe he like texted her
Well,
something.
it
I don't
was
know.
obviously there was the records of their movements on it, you know.
Yeah. I wonder if there's
I
anything
just
else
don't
though.
I just don't
Yeah.
feel like she would have left them with somebody she felt would take their lives, you know.
The mom, the
Yeah,
original mom, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
most
Any
parents don't.
parent.
Most
Yeah.
parents, most would not leave their children unless
Yeah.
they felt it was truly going to be better for them.
Yeah. Of course. You know, yeah. So,
So I think it's, oh man. Or like with Cash Guerin, you know, the mom thought the dad had the kids. And even though it had nothing to do with the people keeping them, the twins had actually been left with somebody he had just been kind of staying with while he went off to Houston and they were up here in DFW. And the mom had no way of knowing that because their dad was supposed to fucking have them.
I feel like the system is like kind of flawed a little, you know, with certain things, you know, people don't get, I don't know, or just people like have kids that shouldn't, right? Isn't that a big part of it? I don't know.
Brandy, I'll look that up. I'm not positive. I'll look it up. Hang on.
Yeah, at least they saved that other girl, the Dina, the postal worker. That was a good,
I agree, Ellie. I feel that somewhere along the way, some very bad choices were made that a family is going to be left to deal with the ramifications of that choice. And I really fear for Adina and how she will become a productive part of society because at some point you know that this is going to affect her.
yeah, she's 5, right? Well, I mean, she might, if she gets
Yep.
like good counseling, she might be okay. Like some people don't remember things like before 5 or, you know, it's hard to
Yeah,
tell
and then
if she gets it.
sometimes they remember the rest of it when they're 40.
Yeah, exactly.
And then her world goes in
I
shambles
think it
again.
depends
So
on I think
How
it
much she
depends.
saw, me too,
Well, and I
you
think
know.
it depends on her support system more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. If she's like gets adopted to who knows, or in the foster, with the right family, it could change everything, right?
Yeah. We can only
Agreed.
hope. Okay, so we're going to look at attempt to conceal the death of a child. This is 22-53 on page 42. Give me just a second, you guys.
Failure to.
Yeah, because wait, I went way too far. Hang on, you guys. This is a monster of a document. Because my short answer is going to be yes, but I'm looking up in the actual.
Seems like it would be that it wouldn't be neglect unless she like took those charges and told on him in exchange for, you know what I mean?
So
Because they
it
were
says
both
attempt to
charged.
conceal the death of a child, felony on subsequent conviction. Every woman who, having been convicted of endeavoring to conceal the birth of an issue of her body, so even for that, if born alive, would be a bastard, or the death of such issued under the age of 2. Subsequently to such conviction, endeavors to conceal any such death in the issue of her body shall be guilty of a felony. So you can't even have a baby born dead and not tell without it being a felony, is what this looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's very weird.
Yeah.
That was added on.
So basically, yeah. It does say elsewhere, though, that failure to report the death of a child can range from misdemeanor all the way to felony. It depends on the circumstances. And so I read into this PDF that popped up, and that's what it said.
I mean,
So,
she's
yeah.
known for 3 weeks, it sounds like. That's, just the time,
So there's your very technical answer, Brandy. Yeah.
This is so sad. One with little kids, babies that can't even know what's going on.
Brandy,
It's
is that
sad.
illegal where you're at? Is it illegal where you're at to conceal? I think it is, isn't it?
I feel like that should be everywhere.
I can't
right?
imagine watching a child being beaten to death and not saying anything.
Because it showed some details in there that somebody had to witness that. She had to witness that, of course,
Yeah. You're welcome, Brandy. I always have questions like that too, so I get it. Because the laws can vary so greatly from state to state. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Brandy, I think you're amazingly strong for being able to be in here and listen to this. So loving my heart out to you even more. There is not a day that goes by that you don't just amaze me with your strength. I promise you.
Some people, that's the only way that they can constructively deal what's happened to them is to
and I understand, and I admire
dissect
that
and look at it for other people, and it is a strength, but I find it to be torturous sometimes.
And I admire it because I know it can't be easy.
No, of course not. Oh, man.
Well,
okay.
anyhow, were we done talking about this, or are you still
No, I mean, there's really nothing else to talk about. Brandy was just saying, yes, it is a felony, or up to 10 years and a $50,000 fine. Good.
So, what are we going to talk about? Brian next, or you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the newest going on with Brian? What's up with that? What's
Coburger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Nancy Grace said that they found something in the trash that was like that matched the sheath or something. I'm guessing is like one of the little straps or something.
What?
Where did she say that?
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. We're gonna find out. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just something that was in that.
I'll see if I can find anything about that. I haven't heard that.
I highly doubt she said that, but I mean,
you never know with Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. But
we might need to start calling her Wild Card.
Yeah, Nancy Disgrace. They call her
Nancy Wild Card Disgrace.
Yeah, like last I heard, she was interviewing random neighbors.
Oh yeah,
that's what I heard last.
I heard that too.
That was the last that I.
Is she still there? And
now Dr. Phil is going through it now.
Oh my
So
god,
it's
that's
the
so
circus,
sad.
guys.
It's a circus, and they're all like analyzing some like misinformation or stuff that we were analyzing like a week or so, like all those visual snow for certain things. Certain people are like just now getting to like, oh, we changed his license plate like 5 days later. Like a lot of people are just
Allie Joe says Nancy Grace was just referring to the DNA found in the trash matching the DNA on the sheath.
Oh, okay, cool.
I had not
okay.
heard about that yet, Allie Joe. Thank you.
Well,
Yes, I was gonna say thank you for clearing it up because I was wondering what the fuck was going on. Like, what?
You're like, oh, what is she up to now?
What's going on now? What the fuck?
Jenny says BK has a status hearing this Thursday. Perfectly says Ellie hasn't released anything new on his case as far as I know, just media being tools speculating BS.
yeah, basically, Dr. Phil's going through this the Reddit thing, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Rogers, people are still like Jennifer Coppendorfer is talking about that still.
yeah, everyone thinks like Papa Rogers is the KB BK guy.
BK.
Yeah, so
I don't think so. I mean, that did you like there was this thing circulating that he like commented also on like this school board budget thing. I feel like that really debunks it, unless that's fake. Do you know what I mean? It was somebody trying to like debunk that it's him and came up but I don't know, that seems legit. Like it's like a random school in Indiana and like he like made this comment about like budget of this like budget reform and like what he thinks about it, and it was kind of like intelligent, and the other guy might have just been putting in his 2 cents, and it came up with certain things that other people came up with too, because other people said sheath.
yeah, I
too,
saw people like literally comparing like the pictures. Be like, well, is this him? Is this him? I'm like, okay, guys. I know you're hungry for content, and I know there's no news content, but like,
Okay, so I'm not sure. Sean's Princess says I saw WFLA going live on something with BK earlier. Oh, I didn't realize my screen was still being shared. Murderers, how the evidence points to suspect Brian Koberger's possible motive. I see from 2 hours ago, but that's just going to be speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like clickbait stuff, Dolly was talking about the visual snow today. Or yes.
Well, he's a little late.
I know. Like, when was that? I feel like that was a month ago at least.
That was like a week ago. That was like a week and a half ago.
He's part of that day late and dollar short bunch.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
It was
like mainstream news too. Also, they're kind of like late on a lot of, they're picking up stuff now, I guess, because they want like also content as well.
Yeah, because they're just very slow when it comes to getting the information out sometimes, and also they're just kind of like they're looking for any sort of content now.
Yeah, totally.
Pecan Pie, have you totally closed out your app? Like totally restarted it? Sometimes I have to do that because I'll go to change to live chat and it'll just give me like a black screen that won't really load. And if I totally close out and come back, it fixes it.
Yeah, so I mean, I basically didn't hear anything new besides that interview with the neighbor.
Brandy, yes, according to the affidavit, they did find his DNA on the button on the sheath of the knife.
Yeah, it was basically like what the type of DNA you like smudge like with your with your
touch
fingers.
DNA.
Yeah, touch DNA. So it's like your fingerprint, like that type of thing.
Yeah,
like skin cells, like
yeah,
sloughing,
cells.
like cells. Yeah, but there might be more. Like a lot of people are saying, like they probably didn't show us their full hand in this affidavit. Look at the difference between that affidavit and the one just now. They gave us a lot, but there must be so much. Do you know what I mean? Because even with the Athena's like affidavit, I'm sure they're holding back a bunch of information. Look how small that one was.
You guys also check for updates. If you don't have your phone where it automatically updates your apps, check update for the YouTube app and then restart your phone because it'll fix it. Because it can get buggy and glitchy if it doesn't auto update.
Oh, like for just like iPhone software in general? There's an
Well,
update
no, it can do the same
or
with
YouTube update. Okay.
yeah, just a
A YouTube
YouTube update.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could also make sure.
Grandma said she restarted her entire phone. It updated last night. I think
Oh, you
Kiki's
know
guy is
what, you
having.
guys? I didn't do the new iOS update, and I'm not having issues with live chat. My
Yeah, I
iOS
always
update,
wait too. Yeah,
yeah, it didn't happen last night.
me neither. And so I have mine is fine on mine. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know. It
annoying
might
though.
be just like good for, it might be glitched out for, I don't know. You never know. You know what I mean? With certain
There's
people, they
always
might have to
glitches
like,
with freaking YouTube. I think it may be just YouTube. No, it is just YouTube.
oh,
Because I did not do the iOS update and now it's not working for me.
Yeah.
oh, weird. Let me look, see
Yeah,
if mine's working.
it's gonna be useful in court at the end. I mean,
I'm gonna check my apps.
I think the DNA, and I think
Yeah.
they didn't even like do like process the car when the affidavit came out, the his apartment. Like there could like I was listening to like, Ed Wallace, he was like that evidence, like he did evidence at crime scenes, and he
Yeah.
said he could have definitely left, something in the car, even if he had like,
Well, what do
the
you think
vest off.
about the neighbor with the interview with the neighbor where apparently like someone asked, "Can you be his friend?" Like, was that
Oh
neighbor's
yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's some of the stuff is coming forward. Like doesn't even really add so much. I mean, I don't know. It's like just like people coming. Like at this point, I feel like people might be coming forward just to come forward. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just to be famous.
Or like even like, oh my God, did you hear the lawyer, his like the public defender from Pennsylvania? I forget his name. It's like what is it? Labar. He like all the lawyers are talking about him because he's doing like a round of friggin' interviews and he's like disclosing information that he really shouldn't. He only was a lawyer for his extradition, but he like still like you should that's like confidential information. Like he's talking about like how he was smart, how he was smarter than like a lot of most other of his clients. Like he's dissing his other clients as a public defender. Like he's totally nuts, this public defender. It's good thing that I mean, and he's like, I think a media, like kind of, he's talking about the affidavit and he's giving his 2 cents about the case. Like these defense lawyers that I watched, like they could not believe it. Like they were just like appalled. This one public defender, she was appalled by it. She like people are thinking he should be disbarred. The bar should be disbarred because he was just like,
Well, that's what
just saying
happens.
way too much.
Yeah, that's what happens with these lawyers. Like a lot of times they just want to be fucking famous and they don't realize that they have to defend their client. They need to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? At a certain point.
And he should be, I would think would be part of the gag order, even though he only served at that one part of the
He
thing.
should.
It's not, I don't know. I mean,
It depends on whether or not he's still classified as part of the overall defense team. I was reading something about that. Then
he's not.
If he's not, then the gag order does not apply.
Of course, but he really should not be like going through the affidavit and like offering his like, sense on like offering what he would do as a defense. Oh, it's definitely
what we were talking about with Zav back in the Rodney case, though. It's a difference between like what's actually illegal versus what's ethical.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what's
like a gray zone,
versus...
they said. It's like a gray zone, they call it.
It is.
With these lawyers,
and that's where the ethics and that's where the ethics are supposed to take over, and you're supposed to do the right fucking thing, but not everybody finds the same thing to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Follow the Grain said, it's unethical to say the least, but not everybody. Ethics are open to interpretation according to the person that's dealing with the situation at the time.
Yeah.
So that's why there's always going to be a difference.
That's the difference between good lawyers and bad lawyers, right? The gray zone.
Amen.
And their ethics.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Amen.
And this guy is like a clout chaser.
Any person for that matter. Yeah.
I mean, I think that the one that he has now is like a really good lawyer. She's like a lawyer that does public defending work on the side, where I feel like he's like a little bit of a younger public defender because he wouldn't say those things. He wouldn't like throw his other clients under the bus. He shouldn't be commenting at all on this case, period, to the media. I just think it's like he just wants to get his face out there because it's associated with this case. And it's just kind of,
Mel
ridiculous. I think.
says People Magazine online has an article posted today about Brian contacting one of the victims 2 weeks before the incidents. Might check
Oh
it
yeah, I
out.
sent that to Queen. I sent that to Queen earlier.
Yeah, but that's I don't know if that's confirmed.
I don't know
sounds
about
like-
people. Yeah.
That sounds like hogwash.
Yeah.
Do you want me
That's
to
like,
put it in the back
that's like
chat?
something that
Yeah, drop it in the back chat. I'll go look at
I'll-
it real quick.
Okay.
I looked at it
look
already. As soon as
Oh,
I
what did
saw
it
it,
say?
yeah,
Yeah.
just
Well, good
like,
for you, Tim. I want to look at it still.
Okay, I'm gonna totally. Yeah, I know.
I'm fucking with you,
still,
man. But I would
Yeah,
still
no.
like it without searching would be great. But if it's a pain, I'll
Yeah,
look
I'll
up
give it to
myself
you. No, I have it right here. It's coming up. I always like send stuff to her that's like interesting, and I thought it was an interesting, even though it was People magazine, you know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like when I saw People's Magazine, I was like, well, this is trash.
Yeah, you never know. You never know with them. It's like
Here's the article on the
Daily
back.
Mail. Oh, you
Thank
got it already.
you.
Awesome. You're quicker than me.
Well, I was reading it. I was like, oh,
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
he's
Oh, they're
like,
saying it was through Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah. hmm
But the
So
question,
he was persistent, an investigative source on the case, tells People.
Could be JLR. All we know.
2 weeks
you know.
before the slayings of 4 University Idaho students last November, the man now accused of killing them sent a series of messages to one of the victims on Instagram. An investigator familiar with the case tells People. In late October, an account that authorities believe belonged to Brian Kohlberger sent a greeting to one of the female victims, the source says. When he didn't get a reply, he sent several more messages to her. He slid into one of the girl's DMs several times, but she didn't respond. This sounds like bullshit. The source tells People it was just him saying, hey, how are you? But did it again and again. Madison Mogan, okay, it names the victims. Raw, okay, and then it talks about that. Yeah, this is, I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah,
sketchy.
that's why I
Very-
didn't mention it. I was like, this
Yeah.
is pure bullshit. Pure
Yeah, well, somebody in
bullshit.
chat mentioned it, so it's worth a look at.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks for the super chat, Gracie. Queen, you got a super chat. Gracie says, I love your channel and your laugh. I like her laugh too. Especially when she gives that hardcore belly laugh. It makes me laugh
Oh my
every
God.
time.
Yeah.
Even if I don't think
Kim has a
something's
good
funny,
laugh.
if she starts laughing at that shit, I laugh. It's not credible. It's saying an investigative source on the case tells People. An
So that could
investigative
be
source
anybody.
is somebody they have digging around online or some dumb shit. What's that channel? Without a Crystal Ball. She considers herself an investigative reporter.
Oh
Like,
no,
wah,
exactly.
wah,
Yeah.
wah. I think it's bullshit. Plus, every
Betty and her
single
crew are investigative journalists. so-
Exactly.
well,
Very
and Grandma
them.
Cherry, Instagram may be credible, but they can't fucking see in these people private inboxes.
Yeah, how would they get that information about their DMs?
It's
Exactly.
bullshit. Oh,
And they're all
cool. Welcome to the
private
Hive,
in,
Sean
people.
Princess. Sean's Princess also joined. Welcome, Sean's Princess. It can be anybody, but correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. I know you were here that day. Didn't y'all go through a list of Instagram accounts that have like been debunked?
Yeah, a lot of people faked being him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think there was even some fucking Twitters too, wasn't there?
There were
Yeah.
so many at the beginning. Like as soon as like he was they started popping up. But I don't think any of them. I bet he doesn't have Instagram or Facebook. If anything, I feel like he does shit on like I don't know 4chan or something or the dark.
Oh,
I
Grandma
don't.
Sherry, I'm sorry, honey. My brain's not my friend today, so I probably took something literal again. Sarcasm through text is like one of my worst fucking enemies.
Oh my God, I'm not good with texting. There's no tone. I just feel like that so much could be misinterpreted in general. Like
Well,
you have to really.
and sometimes I respond to sarcasm with sarcasm, but because of my lack of tone and inflection, people
It's
think I'm
hard.
Yeah.
Some people are good with
Oh, yeah.
tone. And, I don't know. It's an
Dynamite.
art form.
Yeah, Dynamite. The only one I think has been verified is the Reddit one, and also the Visual Snow.
Yeah.
The one where he wrote in that health forum or whatever.
Yeah,
that was like the most interesting to me. You know, like just even though he was much younger, but it kind of showed like what was starting to happen, like as he like went through like changes it maybe in his body, and just like because he said he went from like a little like blonde haired blue eyed kid, you know, to like this dark, you know.
Lindy just found remains. I'm aware. Can I have more information, please, Lindy?
I'll go look on Twitter. Let me look.
Will you please? Yeah, and see if it's in our area that we were looking at. Was it Rush Springs, Tim? Is that what the name? Rush
Oh yeah,
Springs
Rush
area.
Springs.
Let me go back and
Yes,
look what
ma'am.
was right there. I'm going to go back and look there next to Rush Springs so we know any of the surrounding town names.
Yeah, there's breaking news by JB. Let me pull it up. Breaking. We just got word from OSBI that the remains of a child been found in Grady County outside of Rush Springs. The
Oh,
Bureau
yeah. Grady
says they
County is
cannot.
Rush Springs. Yep.
Okay.
Let me see if
Because
I
I
can
was
get
just
more.
You
great.
said
I,
they
yeah.
found, did you say that? They found her?
I don't know.
They
We're
don't-
just hearing it.
Sounds like
They
remains
cannot.
have
The
been
Bureau says they
found.
cannot confirm they belong to Athena Brownfield right
Of course
now. They
not.
will be
Yeah.
taken to the medical examiner's office, but they were found in Grady County. That's where we're looking outside of Rush Springs, right?
So
Before?
Grady County WMA, the wildlife park, is just barely a tiny bit east of the downtown part of Rush Springs that we were looking at. So
Yeah.
it's very close. It's very close. It's just a bit further east.
Huh.
Wow.
So it's not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
At least it was husband.
They'll probably
I
be
hope
impressed.
I think
Yeah,
all the
and
news.
Rush Springs is Grady County, you guys. But like I said, there's lots of rural areas right outside that. So it's probably literally just outside of town there. Because Rush Springs is a town in Grady County, Oklahoma, United States. 1,231 is the population.
Jeez. Well, guess he didn't lie.
It's a
Put
very
something in
small.
back chat. I think there is like a
me
news
look.
thing, a little news thing about it.
Let me go
Let me
look,
read
babe. Thank you. I'll go look right now.
Breaking news
That's like
update.
the size of the town that I live in right now.
This has got a video. Do y'all want me to share it so we can play it?
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can
Yeah,
or I
hang on.
can't, you baby.
I'll pull it up, babe.
All right.
I feel like in a helpful mood today.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely helps me out. But yeah, I mean, I can do it if you can. It's up to you, baby.
No, go ahead, baby. I got it.
Jonesing
I got
dropped
it
down.
backstage already.
Where she went.
Yeah, I think she's been gone for a minute. I haven't heard her say anything in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way to open that? Make it bigger or no?
Disappearance of 4-year-old Athena Brownfield. Caddo County prosecutors filing a murder charge against Ivan Adams, one of the little girl's caretakers. He and his estranged wife, Alicia Adams, also accused of child neglect. Now, the newly obtained court documents are revealing more of the state's case against them. Haley Wigger is live in Caddo County with the details. Haley.
But it's just on the warrant.
That's right,
maybe.
Lisa. The warrant for Ivan Adams' arrest contains just horrific details of what allegedly happened to Athena on Christmas. We're learning today Alicia Adams told police that Ivan beat Athena to death and then buried her body at a home near Rush Springs. Now, those court documents show the alleged brutal details that led to Ivan Adams' arrest in the case of missing Athena Brown. Alicia Adams told police that around midnight on Christmas, Ivan beat Athena until she was not moving and her eyes were barely open. It goes on to say Ivan allegedly punched her 3 more times and Athena never moved after that. Alicia told police Ivan left their home in the middle of the night with Athena and allegedly told Alicia that he buried her near a fence line that was next to their old residence in Rush Springs. The arrest warrant says on December 26th, Ivan's phone records show his phone leaving their Cyril home and going to his previous home again in Rush Springs. Alicia also told investigators that Athena and her 5-year-old sister have been in her and Ivan's care for 2 years. She said during that time that the couple never took the toddlers to the doctor for checkups and did not enroll them into school. She also said that they'd left the 4- and 5-year-old home alone in the past. Now, Alicia Adams is here in Caddo County facing 2 counts of child neglect, and Ivan Adams is still in Arizona waiting to be extradited back here to Oklahoma, facing 1 count of child neglect and 1 count of first-degree murder. In Caddo County, Haley Wigger, Oklahoma. Zone News 9.
Okay, so in the article right below this, it is labeled as breaking news update. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was unmuted before I just went off on this.
Yeah.
So as of Tuesday, January 17th at 1:48 p.m. is the time on this. It says breaking news update. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says it has recovered remains of a child in Grady County. The OSBI cannot confirm the remains of Athena Brownfield at this time. And literally what we just.
Which
There's a
makes
press
sense.
release that I brought up in the back too
Yeah, but
from
that
OSBI.
Okay, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Give me just one second.
yeah, it would make sense because they would have to the coroner would have to identify her, right? Like
Yeah.
someone.
It just might have been like in the place where more
Yeah.
specifically that we don't know where
Yeah,
that exactly
the
happened.
coroner always has to do an actual identification. Okay, so the OSBI right here, update remains recovered in Grady County for immediate release. Grady County, Oklahoma, January 17th, 2023. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation has recovered the remains of a child in rural Grady County outside of Rush Springs. At this time, the OSBI cannot confirm the remains are those of Athena Brownfield. The remains will be transported to the medical examiner's office in Oklahoma City for positive identification. This is an active homicide investigation, and until the remains are positively identified, the OSBI will not be commenting further.
Yeah. So how long do you think that will usually take for a coroner to identify?
Well, it depends on the condition of the remains, Tim.
Okay, but okay. I guess you answered. I
How
can't-
long did
Which
it take for
she was
Quentin?
there
Listen,
for 3 weeks. Honestly, she's, you know what I mean?
Going to be hard when this baby had not been taken to a doctor.
Well, and let's remember Baby Joe. They couldn't confirm whether or not DNA was his or not because his parents had them all sharing the same toothbrush and shit, and there was no DNA for the child for comparison.
Good point.
And there's a lot of different things that play into this, including but not limited to the condition of the remains when found.
But can't they get DNA from her sister?
They would have the same mitochondrial DNA, but that's not a full DNA profile.
Both her parents are alive too, so I mean,
Well, if
I
they
don't
can
think
get it from the parents, then
right.
yes. But
you know,
I'm just telling you a recent issue in another
well,
case.
they say her parents, her bio parents, are being cooperative. You know what I mean? I don't know how, to the extent of it. I'm kind of curious as to why
figure it out.
Why they gave.
Of course, they'll get DNA from the remains. They have to have an appropriate profile to compare that to.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just wondering. I'm still wondering why they gave these guys the kids. Like, well, what would have caused them to do that? To give
I know.
both their girls, you know?
I
Let me
wonder
check
too.
my
I know.
DMs and see what else I got sent real quick. Give me just a second.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious as to what the fuck they did. And then they said, don't prejudge the parents or whatever the hell they were talking about. But, you know, don't, what?
Hearing in that article that they said that they had left the 4 and 5-year-old home before multiple times, that's indicative of the abuse situation that we were thinking that those children had experienced in the past.
You guys, I know that they can get it from the parents, and I know I'm talking about this and stuff, but if it was that simple, then they could have identified Baby Joe's DNA just from his parents and siblings. It's not always that simple. That's all I'm saying. I'm not just going to make up and say yes when it's not always that simple. It's, if we're assuming that it's going to be something like that, then yes, cool. But I don't assume things when it comes to this kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I wonder why, if they can, I mean, how'd they get it with Brian Kohlberger's dad? If it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can they convict somebody on it, but they can't?
Well, they said that they said they matched his through a database, but I hear what you're saying. But
his dad.
I thought they said they also compared it to a database.
Just his dad. I mean, like, they took his dad's shit from the trash, and that's how they got his ass.
I'm gonna look. All I know is Baby Joe. Oh, what was the rest of his name? Help me out.
Baby Joe who?
I'll look it up right now. Give me just a second. It's not that long ago. Joe Clyde Daniel. Joe Clyde Daniel was the kid's name. Baby Joe Clyde Daniels. He was killed by his parents.
Oh yeah, I do remember you talking about that. Yeah, I do.
That was a really horrific case. It's there's just different. I just don't like to say definitively yes to questions. I don't know that that's the answer, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm just not gonna be like, yeah, Tim, that's true, because I don't know that it is. I hope you're right, Pecan Pie. How long has it been? It's been since Christmas, and we're more than 2 weeks out, and it's been pretty cold, so hopefully it'll be okay. We just don't know how. There's like lots of things, not to be gross, but I mean, trigger warning. We don't know how well she was buried. We don't know if things in nature got to her.
Yeah,
We don't know these things. So
yeah.
for they know anything outright is a lie.
Is Oklahoma it's cold there too, right? It's near you.
It has been, according to
Yeah.
my family that lives up there. It's been very cold. It almost froze the greenhouse last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, the Joe Clyde Daniels case is awful. Awful. I do believe the parents have, well, I'm going to look. I think they're convicted. Another case kept getting pushed. I don't think he's been found. No, he still hasn't been found. 4 years ago, I'd say almost 5 come April, I think, but I don't want to be wrong. So sad. Okay, so it looks like the mom accepted a plea deal.
Oh fuck! We knew it. Damn it! That's what I said. They probably had to make a deal with the goddamn devil to get that.
No, I'm talking about Joe Clyde. I told you I was looking that back.
Okay.
It looks implicated. I don't, man, that was just such a, and then COVID happened and everything kept getting pushed off. And my God. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was found guilty and it says the mom pled out to help that happen. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that was another really messed up case.
I'm making a cup of coffee. Would anybody like one?
I wish I wasn't allergic. I could use the caffeine.
Definitely.
I have another headache.
Take one.
Yeah. No, perfectly. I just looked. He still hasn't been found. There was blood evidence, though, in the car and other places, but they could not get a solid DNA profile on the child to compare. It was really just so messed up. And normally they would go for a child's toothbrush or something like that to get that DNA comparison, but all the children used the same damn toothbrush. So there still wasn't a clear profile. That's why I brought up the toothbrush heels. I should not assume everybody knew who Joe Clyde was. It just sticks out in my head really bad. And if you look up and just them and knowing the kid saw is just horrendous. God rest all these babies who die at the hands of their parents. It's really sad.
Yeah, it is, man. And shit, these guys weren't even their parents, but they damn near were close enough to it. They called them mom and dad, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And, because they know nothing but to trust those people who are playing mom and dad. It's just like the dog that gets beat by its owner. They still know that's where they get fed. It's fucked up.
Yeah, they're so little, too. They just don't know, They just...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Randy's son, they even take their shoes for DNA from sweat. Oh, shit.
Yeah. There was just that household that baby Joe disappeared out of was not normal. His favorite thing was apples. He loved apples. I don't know why I remember that so well, but he loved apples. He was a precious child.
Yeah, that's not a case I was really familiar with other than what I've heard from you,
Yeah. You know me. I just, certain ones just stick with me, man.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I get it.
Yeah, so Brandy Neal said that they took DNA from all the children as well as the toothbrushes. The toothbrushes are a big source for children, but that household did not have, they literally had a household toothbrush that they used.
Joe's house, yeah.
Yeah, at Joe's house, so they couldn't do that, but that's very normal.
I'm thinking like from Athena, hopefully they were able to get items from the house and stuff too, and her parents,
Yeah, I agree. I really hope so.
Which, see, that goes into the Summer Wells stuff. I wondered why they took her, like, why they were trying to, take her shoes and her clothes and you know what I mean?
Well,
Like, what
the
the
shoes
hell?
are often used for scent as well because they sweat so much of them. It's a great source for scent hounds and stuff like that.
Well, that's what
They
Dawn
use
kept
those.
saying, that the dogs they followed her scent to the road. And all I kept thinking was, like, the Athena situation with the truck, and there were tree cutting people, like men down there cutting trees and shit.
Yeah,
They're
that's what else it was.
yeah.
Perfectly just said Baby Joe case, the house was too much of a mess that all the DNA was cross-contaminated without his body to compare it to. They couldn't pinpoint who it was. And that's what I'm saying. Without that solid pinpoint, sometimes it can be an issue. But the whole house was just in disarray. And like I said, they didn't have separate hygiene items. But in the Watts case, they used shoes for the hounds to look for the girls. Like, that's a really common thing.
Yeah, that's...
Brandy, I'm sorry you know those things first. It's awful. I'm sorry. They took his favorite blankets, pillows, and stuffy shoes, anything that could. Yeah. Did they? I don't know if it's too personal. You don't have to answer, but Brandy, did they return that stuff to you? Were you able to get any of it back? That's all his favorites. Yeah.
That is so sad. Taking all of his little stuff,
Yeah,
you use it, you gotta have it, you gotta do it for the greater good, but I'd want them things back as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate your insight though, Brandy. I'm wrong enough to be able to share that.
That's the treat. That's the strength I was talking about. I'm just so amazed at her strength every moment.
Yeah, it does take a special person to be able to do that. It's very selfless to share. Okay, not yet. It's secured, but they promised me I will get them back. Good, Brandy. They better hold to that promise. I'd probably be making them promise me the moon and stars if they wanted to take my favorite stuffy. She still has it. She's 25, and we were moving. We found her happy hippo, and she almost started crying. She goes, "Oh my God, it's happy!" And she's 25. That's just, some things are just precious.
Hey, I still have my Lovey, and Grandma sleeps with my sister's Mr. Bear. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I know, Brandy, it's admirable. Some people shut down after that, and they don't help or hurt or do anything. They just exist. And you're doing more than that. It's admirable. Let me see. It looks like Ellie shared another link. Let me go look and see what this is.
Yeah, the medical examiner.
Those were the right words I was looking for, that girl. Those are the words I was looking for.
The medical examiner has shown up on the former residency of Ivan Adams, who allegedly... Okay, let me pop this over into the window we're sharing. It's kind of showing a van pulling up, and it actually looks more like the fence line I was expecting, to be honest. Hold on, let me change that.
I'll pop it back up when you're ready. Do you got it on there, baby?
Almost, babe.
So,
Just 1 second. Let me dismiss everything and pull it up big for you guys. Because I don't have Twitter, but it is.
Oh, and here, while we're waiting on this, I want to go over this. Somebody talked to me the other day, and I got an email that they tried to send money through Venmo. I don't have Venmo. I tried to open it, and I do not have a Venmo. So if you have, if that's a way you've sent money, please get please file to
get a refund. Go to you.
Refund yeah, I was going to say, because I don't have a Venmo set up. So I know Real Lady Justice said that she had tried to send one, and it had my little icon thing there. So I just was wanting you to know that I do not have a Venmo. So please make sure you get a refund on that.
This is more like what I had pictured. I'm going to unmute it because it seems like there could be sound, but I don't know what that would be. I'm going to start it from the beginning. So this is from footage of, I guess, the medical examiner here.
My dog's having a bad dream, or she's just having a dream. You hear her barking over there? Listen.
Yes. Woo, woo, woo. They shut it just shy of showing what this sign says, or I would map it for us, you guys, but it's just short of that white sign.
Yeah.
Showing the fence line. I wonder if they lived out in the country then, because
Well, the Rush Springs is just a small dot in the middle of a country. See, that sign said Grady something. I wish I could read it so that we could get it where on the map that is, but they purposely, I'm sure, stopped just short of showing the sign name.
Yeah.
It happens right here at the end. These poor country folks going out to retrieve this baby. My God.
So I guess this is a repeat of it constantly. Okay. Yeah. Sad. I think people are talking about our next subject as well in the chat as well, Queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just seen that. I seen Heels saying Zen. She said if Lawson doesn't give her answers, she will raise hell worse than before. The Wells need to get a restraining order. Are you talking about on Betty?
Yeah, that's probably Betty we're talking about. Betty and the whole, you know.
Oh yeah, because that's a whole fucking debacle there.
Yeah.
It's a whole shit show. What happened, Voices? You drop off?
All of a sudden, StreamYard said we've encountered an error. It might be on our end. Press try again. So I tried again and I came back.
Huh. I hope StreamYard ain't messing up.
It could have been because I stepped out onto the back porch to have a cigarette.
Oh, God, not again. She is going to go down there. I know she's mad as fuck. Okay, so everybody knows Dolly went down to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Dolly had a change of heart. So the other day he came on his live and was talking about it. And he was, he was talking about going down there and meeting up with Dawn and going inside the house and what he thought about the house. And so basically you have Betty and Molly saying that this house is disgusting. It's terrible. It's horrible. There's feces and fecal matter and blah, 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 rats and this, that, and the other. And just like they were just fucking going off. Right. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Dolly said, no, that's not how it is at all. And Betty lost her shit. She was so fucking mad. Molly did a stream, and actually, as I was watching it, someone sent the link to me, and so I flipped it on and was watching it. And as I was watching it, she fucking privated the fucker right away. Like,
yeah, she also went on
Typical Molly.
Yeah, I watched it a little bit.
Yeah, I got a few. I got to watch a few.
Well, a lot of people clipped it. Let's just say a lot of.
Yeah,
people
so I was gonna say now we're about to play some of the clip channels because we're gonna. I know y'all got it. I was like, okay, tragedy pimps exposed, heels in the air, blank screen. Somebody's got it. One of y'all got it.
Yeah, they all got it.
Yeah, they all got it. Basically, they all got it.
I will say Dolly kept his word to our family and was very respectful. Now the others, there will be a time and place for my words to some tragedy pimps, or is that TP? I don't know. Yeah, they
tragedy pimps.
Yeah, see, and That is, you know what, I'm glad he was, because he was more mainly the one that wanted to go. I think Betty just tagged along because Dolly was there. I think she really had no interest, and that's really sad, because she didn't even put his video up or anything like that until there was something going on. And then as soon as she heard that, she made the phone call and made sure to record it and put it out here. So it was really shitty of her to do that and for you to hear it that way. And I'm sorry that things went down the way they did with that phone call and all that. She was fucking wrong for that.
You want to? I think Keels in the Air got like something called "Breaking Rabid Squirrels Go After Rogue Turtle King." Is that
Yeah. So, well, we gave a little bit of a background on it, right? So Betty the other night was on Dolly's panel feeling nice. She had a couple. She was letting loose. Then she went on Cam's panel. All hell broke loose. So the next morning she was on Molly's panel. Cam came up. They talked. They worked things out. They were friends at that point. In the meantime, Dolly is down in Tennessee. He hasn't been on for 2 or 3 days. We're like, well, you know, we all kind of know he's down there. And I had already heard. I was like, oh, God. He went down and was fixing his sign, and Dawn went down and helped him. And they had met at the restaurant to eat. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? So he's really fucking talking to fucking Dolly. And yeah, he was really fucking talking to Dolly. And I'm like, oh, God. But I guess it actually did some good, because Dolly changed his view of stuff a little bit. And
Queen, can I ask you a question? Do you really think Dolly changed his view, or is it just because Dolly wants to help him raise the 10,000 and he has the ability to skim off of that?
No, I don't think it's that case. I think
I think Dolly jumped the bandwagon with Betty and Molly and all them, and now he's actually had the chance to talk to Don himself firsthand, and you know what I mean? Don explained things to him. Okay. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think that I don't think he gives 2 shits about 10,000, because he knows it's going to take more than 10,000 to get his boys back. Money's not the thing. That's not the problem. Money's not the problem. The problem is they drink, they party, they do drugs, and now they're back on fucking goddamn it YouTube.
Correct.
And they don't need to be. They've been doing very, very well. They've been doing great. Yeah. And now, bam. It's like a bomb's dropped, and it's ridiculous. And I hate to be an asshole like that, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more than just $10,000 to get the boys back.
Yeah, of course.
If he ever will. I don't know that he ever will.
I agree.
I'm going to have to add an unpopular opinion of that. If they had 50 grand, no children until everybody's sober and stable and good. And that's not something money can buy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they've been doing really good for a while. So let me turn this. They've been doing very, very well. So it's really shitty that they came back. You know what I'm saying? That this is even going down the way it is. But I mean, I know, right. Dolly got all his summer info from Betty from the beginning. He never did his own research. So I'm sure he was shocked. That's exactly right. I'm sure he was, because he didn't fucking do his own research. He didn't give 2 shits. He just went along with what they were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, I've never seen a motherfucking chat flip as fast as I seen Dolly's fucking chat flip.
What do you mean?
They went from hating to liking him.
Oh.
To giving him a chance. I mean, his chat flipped quick.
There's a few other creators that chat flip like that too. It's pretty. It's amazing to watch how quickly people go from pitchforks to the welcome mat.
Well, people are kind of sheeple sometimes.
Yeah,
indeed,
definitely.
But
he's working on a documentary with his new.
It can take years.
His new camera that he got. That's what he was saying too. Like he got a new.
Oh, you're talking about Dolly's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think he didn't tell Betty and them that he was going down there, and he just kept it secret?
I bet he didn't, because he wasn't telling anybody. I was watching like his live that day, just checking in, and I feel like Betty even popped into the chat. Like
The
she was saying,
rabid
and he was,
squirrels go after Rogue Turtle King.
yeah. Oh my god. I feel
Also,
like Dolly's not the worst. He's the best of them. I think he's a good person. He has like good intentions.
no,
Not a
he's a
good person, good
scumbag.
intentions. I'm sorry, but he doesn't, and he just doesn't know better. Like he gets all the information from his
He's a
chat,
good
and
That's
Well,
If
see,
he's a
not a
he's
good
that's why he
person.
was supposedly going down there with his camera, because so he can do his own so he can do his own documentary himself and film it himself, and then he's supposed to have Olivia help him edit it. Yeah, that's what he's got his new camera for, was to do a documentary. But listen, Betty is so fucking mad. She's like, yeah, I'm fucking pissed. Yeah, fucking stupid ass Chronicles of the Shady. Clip that bitch.
Hey, I saw that. He was.
Molly's like, wow, you're
I didn't see that.
spicy.
I
She's like,
almost
no, I'm fucking mad. I just lost a best friend. I feel like I just lost a best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking support that. She was pissed as fuck, but then sat there and said she talks to Dawn every day.
Yeah. What made me really sick was when I was watching the Molly Golightly thing, when Molly was talking about BJ's, and I felt sick immediately. She's talking about stroking the neck and everything. I was like, oh my God. And she's doing like the visual, like showing everyone. And I was like, ugh, come on, man. Like that's just disgusting. I had to see that. So, yeah.
Well, she does nasty shit like that all the fucking time.
Oh,
He also said,
God.
what really pisses me off is Chris M
Yeah.
never showed Dawn searching. He never followed up on the house. He never showed a happy family picture. Yeah, listen, I've said day one, Chris M set the fucking scene, and he is 99% of the fucking reason why people like said and half the shit they did about that video that he put out of the house and all that.
Chris McDonald?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a scumbag. He's a tragedy man.
Yeah.
Because he made Candace and Dawn both, like made them feel like he was a friend to them. And you know what I'm saying? That he supported them and believed in them, believed what they were saying. And you know what I mean? Like she talked to him, took him through the house, let him go through the whole house, the property, all of it.
Everything. Yeah.
Took him down to the
You
horse
guys-
stables, everywhere, everything. Like,
I want to take this time to remind everybody we got 320 in chat and only 132 likes on this. If you could please go ahead and hit that like button for Queen. It won't interrupt your stream flow at all.
Or hit the dislike. Either or, it doesn't matter.
Interaction is interaction.
Yeah.
that's right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick because I was hoping, you know what? After it deleted, I'm like, fuck, I hope somebody got this fucking stream, but I knew somebody had to have gotten it because it's got some worthy clips, that's for sure.
Dolly got an interview with Danielle. Big man.
Come on up and take a little link. Oh, you're going to join that love party? I think you'd be probably a little interested in what Lauren Betty has to say, and probably what I have to say as well.
Oh, she's big fucking
I also
mad.
remember, and I'll include clips, Molly and especially Betty. Betty was on this for maybe less than a month and already had the case figured out. And she was horrible. The things she was saying were horrible.
$70,000. We as a team were discussing possibly going to Tennessee to look at this case ourselves. But, with the Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie case not quite wrapped up, and then us taking on Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner, which is still not wrapped up, and that is still unsolved, and there's still a murderer on the loose. We have opted not to get too heavily involved with Summer Wells once we realize that it could jeopardize our safety and well-being. Eye blinking pattern issues. But if he was not there at the time she disappeared, I think the mom knows exactly what happened. Needing of help. They have reached out to us as a team collectively, as us individually, to please help. We had to come to Jesus, whether we were going to do this or not, because of the safety concerns, because of the violence of some of the people in that area, the backwoods, at any rate, we have decided to get involved. These wells, Candace as well as Dawn have violated animals too. It's not just the children, it's the animals too. So for example, they kicked a dog so hard that its guts kind of came out of its butt. I mean, it's just, I don't know how to explain that. It's not a funny matter at all, but it's kind of hard to explain that. That is animal cruelty. How can you kick a dog so hard that things fall out of places they're not supposed to fall out of? They were going to cut
What the fuck?
a small by a dog. These are
What is she even saying?
To the vet.
Saying that he kicked the dog so hard
They killed that dog.
There?
That can happen.
That I don't know. So how else were they abused?
I've never actually seen that happen. So I think
weird.
No. Again.
After this, you have to play Being a Responsible Pet Owner by Betty.
Oh my God, you're gonna just I don't know. You can't unsee it, so prepare yourself. It's really bad.
Disgusting. That's so disgusting.
Yeah, she has so much to say. Well, and not only that though, this is fucking bullshit, lies and rumors that she just doesn't have any. She doesn't give a flying fuck that she's just spreading bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Her looks have changed a lot in a very short period of time. Look at the date on that video.
Well, booze does that to you. You know, drinking a little too much might.
What it is. It's changed a lot.
Also, she has like a year supply of blonde dye. She has like literally a
that
bucket.
bleach.
Yeah,
I saw
she has
that.
like a bucket of it. Like a
Is that for
bucket.
real? Do people really use bleach to dye their hair? Like real bleach?
Yes, that's what she uses. She buys
That's
the
a
tub of
thing?
it, and then she adds a developer to it and puts
Okay,
it
it's a
on.
process. Okay, at least there's something else.
You
Like
know.
it's a thing that people. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's like powdered bleach that you buy at Sally's or
Yeah.
a beauty supply.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay,
exactly what it is.
Like a powdered bleach.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Her bleach bucket.
Her bleach bucket.
What were they doing?
Well, I do know that they must have kicked one and the butt fell out or something.
The butt fell out?
Something like that. But I think they killed him and threw him over the summer basement because the kids would come back and say that the other dogs were trying to dig up the carcass or whatever. But they also had a cat. And they wanted to cut the leg off of a cat that got chewed up by one of the dogs, the one that got killed.
Don Wells and Candace Wells and Brandis Wells have picked up the phone to call law enforcement to find out if there's any new news in the disappearance of their baby girl. And I have to think probably not. And if they are, it's probably recent, since I've been saying this over the last 3 days. Why aren't you pushing the case forward? Why aren't you up law enforcement's ass, asking them what is going on with your precious baby girl? Why is it taking outsiders and people from Florida and people from Pennsylvania coming into the area to demand justice for this young baby? Why does it take that? Where are the parents? Because the pieces of garbage, they abused these children. They had sex, drugs, alcohol, violence in this home. Summer was whipped by her mom on multiple occasions in front of many people because all she wanted was a piece of candy when her brothers could have a piece of candy, but she couldn't. We wondered her why.
Now, how in the fuck would she ever know that? She was not ever once around them kids. Didn't even know who the fuck Summer was. She's only known about this case 15 days into she's only 2 weeks into the case, and she knows that Summer and the kids went to the fucking store and she didn't get candy, but her brothers did. Get the fuck out of here. Bunch
She
of
said
bull
that
fucking
came out of
lies.
her interview with Candace's friend.
Okay.
Would a mom do that to her daughter? And then we find out that Candace didn't even want a baby girl. Tried to give her up for adoption to a beautiful family, but they got greedy and wanted money for her. And when they couldn't get the money, they decided to keep her. And then they decided they wanted to give her to Grandis. And Don said, no, I want to keep her for myself. Why, Don? You twisted, sick fool. Why?
First of all, maybe that's because it's his fucking child. The fuck? Unfucking believable.
This baby had no chance. She had no chance.
Gotta get that fake tears going.
This illusion that you even like kids is a farce. I said, we know you couldn't stand Summer. Oh yeah. We started. Tell me what you told Darn. Yeah, I said, I asked Dad, I said, why are you with her? I said, you know she was your precious little baby girl. We know that there may be some funny stuff. That was his prized possession. Summer was his prize. And I.
Does Molly never stop eating in front of camera?
Definitely not. I don't. She's always like 75 to 90% of the time she's eating.
Where the fuck does she even come up with this? She's the one who came up with this SA rumor. Like and they've ran with it non-fucking stop. There's no proof of it. There's never been any proof of it. They've never been arrested. They've never had charges against them. You know, the boys never said anything like that. There's 3 other kids that lived in the home. Don't you think they'd be saying something? Or, you know, if something happened to them, I'm sure they'd talk about it at some point in time. It's never, still to this day, has not come out as something happened, nor have they had charges. There's never been any proof of this. This is just them saying that.
I told her, I said, she took your prize away from you. Why aren't you beating the shit out of her? Or why aren't you leaving? That whenever the dogs were there at Summerwell's home to search for her with the 6 specific dogs, they didn't even have a toy to give the officers for that baby to pick up their scent, and try to find her.
Gave my grandkids alcohol and did something to them.
Who?
Stop. Donnie.
Donnie did something to your grandkids? What did Donnie do to your grandkids? When?
These are perpetrators of many crimes upon children, many crimes upon animals, and many crimes upon the public.
He was just as nervous to meet me as I was him. So we met in a restaurant, okay? And I got a chance to sit down and talk to him. He got a chance to clear a lot of things up with me that I was saying. And for that, I owe Mr. Wells an apology, and also Candace Bly an apology, okay? If I said something wrong about y'all guys, I'll let you know. As an adult, I realize when you say something wrong, take responsibility for it, apologize, move the hell on, okay? You make mistakes, you say things that are wrong, but if you fix your mistakes, try to correct it. And one thing that I said about him is this, and I feel bad about this, that they never look for their kid, because Don Wells proved me so wrong on that. All right, he has plenty of videos right on his phone. He broke out his phone. He sat with me, and he just it's like
Dolly was told this multiple times, and so were the other people. They were even shown. Cam and Ellie was showing videos. You know what I'm saying? So come on now. Also, I wonder if he apologized to Candace for lying and saying that she was going to unalive herself that night. Remember when she wasn't even home and he sent the police? He's sending the police over there. Does anybody remember that when that happened? Yeah, I do.
I wasn't around back then, so from that community, so I wouldn't know.
Like my brain is saying one thing, but my heart is saying something different. And it's really conflicted. So I sit there and go over with him. And there's going to be some things we can't discuss right now because I gave some people my word. They've told me some things. I'm like, I ain't gonna say that.
How many interviews and how much stuff is Dolly going to be putting out of Don one-on-one? Is it going to be like?
Well, I talked to Don and he said he never gave him an in-person interview or on-the-record interview.
What?
Yeah, Don said he didn't get, and that's what he told me. He said I didn't.
So Betty immediately calls Don. Gets pissed the fuck off. Oh, that girl you dropped down. Yeah, immediately calls Don and got pissed the fuck off and was like, well, okay, I just seen that. Immediately fucking calls him, pissed the fuck off. Did you give him an interview? What'd you guys talk about? What was going on? Like jumping down his ass.
Give Dolly an interview.
Lie about that.
No.
There's no way. Yeah, it's a huge risk when you lie about being.
No, Dolly's not going to be lying about that.
No way.
He lies about a lot. That's not one of them.
No, you can't lie to yourself like that. Oh, crap. I was wrong, and then you start thinking, you're like, oh, have I ever felt bad for these people? No.
I swear that if it was Dolly's tactic, you know what he could do? He could communicate that with other people. Because I'm telling you, where I'm sitting right now, my stomach is in knots. It's
Aw.
nauseous.
Poor thing.
Dawn and Candace have screwed up a lot. They have screwed up so many times. Sorry, guys. They have screwed up so many times. They don't deserve to be talked about with any sort of compassion that we should look at them and feel, oh.
These Christians, look at them. She's doing God's work. Betty has said that a gazillion times.
It don't matter to me if Don and Candace are really cool with me or if they hate my guts. It don't stop me from searching. You see what I'm saying?
Being thrown out the door and being mauled by dogs?
No fucking doors.
Oh.
No doors. No doors.
No doors. People
It could have been an accident. Well, did you fucking think to ask? Dolly.
Go start talking to the neighbors. Hey, will you go look through your property again? Please, please just look through your property.
and say, hey, I talked to him and he hasn't swayed my mind, but here's what he said. I want to be genuine with this. That's one thing. I get that perspective. To come out and say you feel sorry for him, I would not rise to that level. Oh my,
I'm not going to be at your job screaming and cussing and getting you fired or anything like that. I want answers for something.
you don't think he's responsible too, that you do think he's still responsible.
Well,
No matter what.
most of these people don't have a fucking clue. All they've done has been brainwashed the entire almost 2 years by assholes like you. And you don't know anything.
And their family. And when you go through this family album, everybody looks happy as shit. Okay? There ain't one kid in one photo that ever looks sad. There's videos of the kids flying in planes and shit. I was like, it's totally different than what I was expecting. It's totally different. And
Here he was at the home. Obviously, Don's showing him photos, but where are the timestamps on those? And when we talk about search parties, we can agree it's usually more than one person.
Where are the timestamps? Do you think they were taken after she was missing? What the hell kind of question? Oh my gosh, Betty.
With a camera, right? This is disturbing because he's talking about there's doors on the house. Yeah, years later, he's talking about the house looks cleaned up. Yeah, 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to come out on his platform to be so reckless as to give Don a free pass or start, and he's.
He clearly said, this is just how he feels now. He's going on how he feels, not how you feel, Betty.
I could have came up here and said anything I wanted, but I figured being real with people is the best way to be. So there you go. I was like, I just didn't get those vibes. I ain't saying my vibe meter can't never be broke. It could be, and I could be 100% completely wrong, and these people are monsters to the fullest. I don't know.
All right, listen, he was never going to respond to you. This is what Don likes. Don likes for people to stroke his ego. Okay? Don wants...
Who else is in Dolly Vegas?
Molly, all you did was antagonize him. You talked to him on the phone a couple of times. You don't know him. Neither does Betty. You don't know. Don's a talker, and he was absolutely crucified. I remember one live you had, and you were talking to Don, and in the background, Candace was wailing, crying, and you couldn't even be bothered to notice. No one said a word about her heartbreaking cries in the background. You just went on with your nonsense like you always do. You don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about them. But if I sat with Don, I would probably, my intuition would probably kick in at some point.
Don wants money. Anyone that's going to stroke his cock.
No, you know what? You offered him, by your own admission, $500 for an interview. And he told you no. That was your own admission. And he told you no.
Fuck him slow. Give him some slow neck. He's gonna go for it. That's what he likes. And Dolly fell right into that.
And it's breaking my heart. I gotta be honest with you. This just turned my stomach. It made me sick to my freaking stomach.
But the house really is not in bad shape. The house wasn't filthy. The house wasn't dirty. He had some pipes that froze, so he had ran some of the pipes where you could see them. But other than that, I was thinking you could build a little chase, put that in there, you wouldn't even see it. The house is in not that bad a shape. I was pretty surprised by that. We hear a lot of stuff that, you know, they're not the cleanest people. It wasn't bad at all. Not at all. Look, everything looked pretty well organized, you know. So it was just a different vibe than really what I was expecting, just truthfully, you know. So because he came to the internet for help, I think he really did, and he got destroyed. Just the internet tore these people apart, and I'm even responsible for that. Okay, me.
Me. Oh no, Miss Robin. Dolly has lost his god dang mind. Oh, Miss Robin's mad.
To make people talk. I guarantee right now Summer's name is going to get the most attention it's had in 2 years, with Molly Go Lightning on one channel and Dolly Vision on another.
Yeah. If the answer's involved in people, then it is what it is. If it don't, think about what they've been through. Think about what they've been through. If the internet is wrong, if I'm wrong, right? Think about what they've been drugged through. It's a double-edged sword. And I talked to Don about that. I was like, the internet can help you or the internet can destroy you. It can do a little bit of both. And everything that they put up to show their kid or how much they love their kid, Don said people would pick it apart.
Really sad.
Yeah, she did a good damn job on that video. If you guys ain't subbed up to Heels in the Air, you better go sub up to her.
By the way,
she makes really good videos.
I got breaking news. Press the link and you'll see what I mean. Justice for All basically has breaking news. Someone gave me a screenshot.
They always spell everybody's name wrong, you know?
Yeah, he spelled Athena wrong. He spelled Athena wrong.
Athena.
Athena.
Right. I'm like, wow. And he has an on-air sign above his head.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Look above his head. It says on air.
Oh my God.
Good
Lord. Breaking. Athena Brownfield found. Where is my family? Question mark.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Man, like, you at least double check before you get the name right. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Well, he has a history of misspelling names.
Look. Can you guys see it? Look at this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You got a $10 super chat from chaotic artist Anita. Those women obviously never lived poor. We lived in cars and motels. The Wells house would have been a castle to me. Not illegal to be poor. Mixed.
Oh my God. He still hasn't corrected the spelling of the name yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go to his thing, Justice for All, you could see that he has not changed the name yet.
Why does he have a Wyoming number? Why does his call-in number a 307? Why does he have a Wyoming call-in number? What the fuck?
Interesting. Do you not know where he lives? Or do you know where he lives?
I know where
Or you
he
think
lives, and he doesn't live
but
in
it's not
Wyoming
there.
like I live in Wyoming.
Maybe he did at one time, or is it very far from where he lives now?
Honey, he lives on the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, that's far.
Oh, it's Google Voice.
Google Voice. Okay. Look,
Google
everybody
number.
knows in chat. Chat knows everything.
No.
Not everything, but a lot. I mean, like shit
Gotta
like that.
verify. Trust but verify. That's how
Yeah,
you gotta
true,
do.
true.
Trust it. We don't want to be like Molly and Dolly, just doing
Yeah,
random things in the chat.
Oh, I know, but we have there's super smart people in here. Not that there's not in Dolly's chat.
Oh God.
We're just blessed with the extraordinarily smart ones.
Got lawyers in chat.
Well, here's Chronicles of the Shady. Look. She said, Betty, damn, Betty's so angry. Get some vitamin D. And she meant like the sun, but they thought she meant like vitamin, like dick.
my God.
Look, listen.
Are you serious?
I think vitamin D chronicles are shady. Listen, let me tell you this. This is about as much attention you're going to get.
Enough
Chronicles. Go
right,
fuck yourself.
All right.
Go
Enough.
fuck yourself. How's that for anger?
Blah, blah, blah.
Go
Enough.
fuck yourself.
I would think that. Can we watch the dog one, A Dog's Tale by Heels in the Air?
And Jonesins is good too. The good.
Oh
and the
yeah,
bad.
Jones
Yeah.
in the shits. I would have called Jones is the shit star. I was joking. She was actually, she sent the super chat and she was like to Molly, and she's like,
Oh really?
Yeah, she's like, did you see Dolly's house? It's dirty too. It's like I think just the cause of more chaos to see if they would say anything about Dolly's house.
Did they read it? Did they?
Yeah,
read it?
Betty read it. I don't think it was a super chat. It might have been just the comment she made on the chat.
Oh, okay.
And it was funny.
Comment. Okay. It was just...
I took my call. Yeah, that was funny. And then she's about to throw Dolly down the fucking well, like, you know. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
I feel like this last one we watched is like a good history lesson of like them in a way, like that Heels did, you know, like she kind of goes back in time and, you know, I didn't know a lot of the stuff, you know.
Yeah. Fur Baby, I saw it. I saw her read it because I had to watch. I watched Molly's live. I was like, oh, let me see this thing because apparently they were like ripping into Dolly, and I was like, let me see what's going on. And I saw it. I was like laughing. I think I commented to Johnson too. I was like, did you send them money or something? I think you should watch A Dog's Tale. That's gonna be funny for her. Like, being a responsible pet owner is hard.
I could not. I mean, it was like I couldn't believe. I was like, "What is she saying? Is she really saying this?"
Ooh.
It's just you can't make this stuff up, you know.
Yeah, you really can't.
And you think it's not even. You think it's like, but this is like truth, you know. Some stuff I feel like she's like says for drama and for like, you know, effect, but to get a reaction. But this, I feel like she was just talking, and it was like kind of her. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think Queen's about to start the next video.
Oh, Jonesins, nice, awesome.
Trippy true crime.
We want to start the day off, but the only job you guys have this week is I want you to understand there are people that suffer. And I want you to be a little kinder. This week, your only homework from the Bullhorn Betty channel is find a way to be kind. Is find a way to be kind. Is find a way to be kind. It's a simple request. It's a simple task. It literally costs you nothing. Nothing. And you know what the result of it is? You know what the payout of it is? You make the world a little better and a little brighter. And if we all, the 500, almost 600 people in this chat right now, did that, can you imagine the good that can come from something like that? The absolute good that can come from something like that. We watch evil. We watch horrible. We watch hate every single day. But you know what we can bring to the table? Love. Love and good. Because at the beginning of this segment, what did I say? The only thing that'll ever trump hate is good and love. And that's what we bring to the table.
Many unbearable hours later.
First of all, Chronicles of Shady, you have that entire story absolutely incorrect. And I would honestly say that if you just did just a tidbit of research and actually gave a damn about facts, you would know that. You're an idiot. Nobody takes your channel or you seriously. So you can keep kind of beating up Bullhorn Betty and everybody else on our team that you want to beat up. But you have not gotten a single fact right on your damn channel the last time I looked. Is that a channel? At all here in the last year, because you are absolutely one of the problem channels on YouTube. With your I didn't even know. I didn't even know that it's a channel. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I hope you say good things about me. You take your career seriously? You take your career seriously? Oh. I've never seen it. Okay, Chronicles of Shade. I'm gonna take a gander here, and I'm gonna go a little further and say you take your stuff seriously, but nobody else does. So let's just go on YouTube and find out how seriously everybody takes you. Since you take your job so seriously and we don't, right? That's just why not, right? 2.58 subscribers, and you take your job seriously. Well, you may take your job seriously, but nobody takes you seriously, do you? I hate to be the one that burst your bubble, but let me burst it for you. Go back to where you came from. Wait, oh, it's a clip channel? Yes. It's a piece of shit clip channel. That doesn't even entertain his own, her own audience. It's a joke. Clip that bitch. Is find a way to be kind. The only thing that ever Trump hate is good and love. And that's what we bring to the table.
Oh my God.
Jones killed it. You guys better be subbed up to Jones. And all right, Tragedy's exposed that she's got a couple clips we can throw up here too. We're gonna put hers on. I was gonna say I was hoping some you guys got some of these clips because man, that shit was up, and then bam, it was gone. I'm like, oh fuck, I should have known better.
They just take them down right away. Usually, when it's like so crazy like that.
I think you should, Queen. You really should play the heels in the air at the dog. Being a responsible pet owner is hard.
Oh yeah, put that in the back chat, will you?
Yeah.
Here's Sweetie's like, look at this. This is her white power and her white power shit.
First of all, let me clear a factor. I am a professional. This is my job, and the only time I act erratic or irrational or anything like that is to bring attention to cases myself in a professional manner. Say, I'm Bullhorn Betty. Nice
adult conversation.
I don't know about that. I think that's mainly means okay or something like that. I think that was like turned into something else, but whatever. The videos in the back chat.
Well, it's bad because I always say okay, and I do that symbol too, and I sure as hell don't mean it to mean white power. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Heels, there's so many fucking good clips. You guys, like I said, make sure you sub up to Jones, and she's got a good clip channel, Heels in the Air. Which one, Tragedy Pimps Exposed? Is it this first one here? Or was it the shorts? Is it these? Because I see that one says Ernie Shell, but this one here says Bullhorn caught lying on cracking cases. Is this the one you were?
Yeah, we saw that one.
Oh, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we did, because that was the one we were playing before, huh?
You know it's hard out here for a man.
I know that this just started up again, but when Bullhorn Betty talks about going back down to, where the hell do they live? Kingsport? Rogersville. Does she plan on going to talk to Hawkins County Police? She does. So she wants to go back down to Rogersville. The police. Oh my God. No, I'll go with her. I'll eat. Like I said, I will e-beg for the money. We're both going to have to e-beg for the money. I'll go with her, but straight up, I'm going to have to e-beg for the money. I'm going to e-beg like the tragedy hose that we is. We're getting something in a while. Exactly. Tragedy pimping at its finest, bitches.
You know it's hard out here for.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
E-begging like
a lot.
Doesn't she just sound so fucking retarded there with that? Like, just, I hate to even say that word. I hate to even stupid. I hate to even use that fucking word. But God, she just
cringeworthy.
It really is. It's really gross. Oh, let me turn this off volume. Is this the one with the dogs?
Yeah, the dogs. The responsible pet owner is hard.
We'll just e-beg. We'll just e-beg to go down there and harass the family. We'll just e-beg. We'll just hope our subs will pay for it. So fucking disgusting. Don't you mute your mic, because you know it is.
It is, but I didn't want you to hear me digging in my craft bucket.
Oh, I thought it was Big Tim trying to be mute, trying to hurry up and mute before he said something bad.
that's why I can't have animals. You know, Jonathan has a cat. Olivia has a small dog, but she has just one dog, and she's able to take it to a dog sitter. When my husband left, I had 3.
Are y'all hearing this? Because I'm
It
not.
was very difficult.
I'm hearing
I
it.
had to come over here and take care of them.
I hear it.
They went to they were rehomed into loving homes that had that were able to better care for them after they weren't really my dogs. I mean, for folks, I don't want you bashing me over the head saying, "Oh my God, can't believe you got rid of your dog." They weren't mine. They were my ex-husband's. So Chance was he went out and bought him when he was a puppy. He went all the way to Arcadia to pick up Layla. America was given to him for Father's Day. These were his dogs. I didn't walk away from him. He did. They were never my dogs. I didn't feed them. I didn't bathe them. You know, of course, they were in the house. I wasn't mean to them or anything. I love animals. So, I mean, I don't want to give the picture that I'm this heartless animal person. I loved, you know, my dogs were so happy to see me come in, but they weren't mine. And when he left, he abandoned his dogs. And I'm out there, and mind you, when we were married, I was traveling all over the place politically. You know, I was at meetings. I was never home. So for him to have left those dogs here was truly wholly cruel to me and cruel to those animals, because they weren't my dogs. And I don't see how a person can walk away from their own animals that they were around taking care of for the last 10 years. I that broke my heart.
She's such a trash bag.
I mean, that might be one of the worst things I've
Right.
heard
She
in my
claims her husband left the damn dogs. Those were okay. If they were together 10 years and they had the dogs 10 years, those are both of their fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't live
And
in a
think
house with
about it.
3 dogs.
He
and not-
rehomed senior dogs.
They're probably going to be
awful.
if they're not put directly in a home and they go to the pound, the chances are they're put down because no one's going to adopt them.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows like the kind of person she is.
And
that's
she
all,
had
you know?
enough fucking nerve to call and harass the Wells about their dogs and how they had the dogs out there. And there was one, she tried to say there was one that was on the side of the road that they allowed it to get hit and left it there. It wasn't even the Wells' dogs. Wasn't even their dog. Somebody else's fucking dog.
Like she lived with those dogs for 10 years.
Oh, she
There
and her
was no
whole chat
excuse.
called the Humane Society. The Humane Society got harassed so fucking bad. It was unbelievable what they did to that Humane Society.
What do you mean with the Humane Society? What are you talking?
With the Wells's dog, she said they said that the dog remember they were saying like the
Oh,
dog
she said she said there was a dog murder, but I'm saying the shit they did to the Humane Society, they called non-stop about those dogs, non-stop. They took dog food out there. They had family checking on the dogs every fucking day. Somebody would call. Like the Humane Society actually put up Facebook posts. I'm sure there's probably videos we can go back and find, like clip channels and shit that used to have them. Yeah, she's done a lot of stupid shit down there. They harassed the hell out of the Humane Society. The Humane Society showed the Facebook messages.
Wow. That's crazy. She doesn't like animals, you know.
Yeah,
she
and
can't.
then
You would never bring like dogs that you live with for 10 years to a
and
pound. You know what I mean?
That's another thing too. She blamed the roadkill, the dog that was killed on the road on the side of the road. She blamed that on neglect and said that Candace had neglected the dogs. Don was in jail and supposedly, then she threatened the fucking Humane Society.
That's so
the
crazy.
Humane Society even told them to stop.
Wow.
Yes, like I was gonna say, you remember all that, girl. She's done some nasty shit. I'm sure they don't want her ass right back. They don't want her back down there. No, ma'am.
Calling the Humane Society on somebody's pet is so terrible. That's
And how heartless is it to basically have dogs for 10 years, more than half their lives, and because you're so spiteful to your ex that you just fucking get rid of the dog.
Yeah, that's I mean, how could you not love them if you live with them for so many years and you have to have fed them.
Yeah,
she's like, they
10
were
years
my
ago.
dogs, but they were mine though. She said in one sentence, she says they were my dogs, and then she's like, But they
Yeah,
were
like, I didn't
mine.
bathe them. I didn't bathe my dogs. I didn't take them for walks and stuff. I didn't take my dogs and all that. Like, and then she kept referring to them as my dogs. But she's like, oh, but she tried to take them to the Humane Society and dump them, and the Humane Society wouldn't take them. So then she had to find someone else to take them.
Yeah, and the chances are, I don't know if those dogs found a good home. Hopefully they did. I mean, Jesus. That's just terrible. I could just
Yeah, and then you got those 3 dogs and lived with her and her husband for 10 years, and even through all the bullshit, the drinking, the bull, you know what I'm saying, the arguing, the fighting, all the shit that she was arrested for, they made it through all that shit, and I'm sure they were connected as well. So,
oh jeez, I know that she probably did that to be spiteful to her ex, probably.
Yeah, and the poor dogs, they're the ones that suffered, you know. Those because she's trying, yeah, maybe.
And she doesn't even have a house plant too. What type of human being is she? I'm joking.
yeah, those dogs on the Wells property were taken care of by all the neighbors. They were free to run and play. They could play the whole property. They had food out there. They had water out there. The neighbors fed them and made sure they were fed every day. The food was kept in totes.
She had them picked up. They had them
Ernie,
picked up.
yeah, yes. Ernie Shell went out there when it was raining one fucking night and recorded himself doing it and opened all the fucking totes and then left to go get something at fucking Walmart, supposedly cat food or something. I don't know what the fuck he was going to grab, but yeah, he left the totes open, and by the time he got back, the fucking totes were half full of fucking water. The dog food was swelled and ruined. Yeah, it was a fucking disaster. Why he was even up on her fucking property, I'll never understand, because he shouldn't have even had his funky ass up there. See, there's all these motherfuckers want to keep fucking with these people, and they need to leave them the fuck alone.
Oh, let's look at the next clip by Heels in the Air called, what's the next one? It's called Rats, Roaches, and Feces. And it has JLR. We can't leave him out of it. Rats, roaches, and feces. I remember during that stream with Molly, she actually pulled out her binder and started reading about like the rats and the roaches and all that stuff.
Molly has a binder too.
No, Betty. But she was on Molly's stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought you said Molly's binder.
Yeah, so this is and that's the thing too. JLR, like he would go up, they would go and trespass on people's property, and they would go and search other people's property that had already been searched, and he had some guy that was trying to take him on all these different routes that had already been searched. I think Cam and Allie were trying to tell him, and he thought they were starting shit. And Cam's like, no, that area has already been searched. I don't know who, this guy's trying to fool you, but we're just letting you know that area has been searched. JLR was still being an asshole. Voices, check your text. Anyhow, though, here's if JLR can sneak up and get that close to Candy's camper, and he showed it on his fucking stream. I'm sure it's probably gone now, but he showed it. I'll try to see if I can find the clip for it. If he can get that close, anybody could have came up there and snatched her.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And I understand, and I said this before, kitchen, it was disgusting. And I understand, and I said this before, I understand people are poor, and they have less means, and they don't have much, but at least have personal pride. At least clean your house up. Have respect for yourself and your loved ones. And they have yet to do that. It's a drug-infested house. It's a rat-infested house. We spoke to people, numerous people, former friends, that can corroborate the deplorable and disgusting conditions inside the home. Rats, feces, dirt, just junk all over the place. No, kids deserve better. Kids deserve to kitchen. It was disgusting. And I understand, and I said this before, I understand people are.
And this is either his made up bullshit or when he got the bullshit from Chris's video. Listen, that is when this would have been the 5th. When he made up his own shit. This would have been the 5th of January. This was when they were in shopping for the dog food in Walmart. They had already been there and been out to the property and had the flare gun fired at them at that point.
Oh yes, and they did. They went and bought a bunch of food because their people sent them money for dog food. They went and bought some bags of dog food and left it at the bottom of the driveway.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Bunch of fucking assholes. What YTA had was she found that on she found a thing on Twitter where it's talking about, let me see. Let me get back. I'm trying to make my phone turn around. I laid it down and it damn it. Grady County, Oklahoma, via KSWO. The remains of a child have been recovered in rural Grady County. Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation confirmed Tuesday. OSBI said that they could not confirm if this was Athena Brownfield, the 4-year-old at the center of the missing person and murder investigation. The remains are expected to be transported to the medical examiner's office in Oklahoma City for identification. And then it just talks about that searchers have been looking for Athena since last Tuesday after her 5-year-old sister was discovered wandering outside their home in Cyril, Oklahoma by a postal carrier. After investigating, OSBI said the girls had been under the care of relatives Alicia Adams and her husband Ivan for the past year and a half, having been dropped off by the biological mother. 5-year-old sister reportedly referred to the two as mom and dad, or Allie and Uncle Ivan. Ivan was arrested January 12th and has been charged with first-degree murder and child neglect. Court documents filed Tuesday morning claim the former Marine beat Athena on Christmas before laying the 4-year-old on the floor and delivering at least 3 punches to her chest at around midnight. His wife reportedly told police he left with Athena and later told her he had buried the toddler near their old residence in Rush Springs, Oklahoma. The burial site was reportedly marked with a large branch. Ivan was arrested on January 12th, is expected to be extradited to Oklahoma within the week. Alicia Adams, 31, is charged with 2 counts of child neglect, 1 for each of the girls under her care. She remains in the Cato County Jail. 5-year-old Athena's 5-year-old sister is now in protective custody with Oklahoma Department of Human Services. That's what we had just found. That's from ABC 7, KSWO. I know, Brantley. It's awful. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Did you say former Marine? They're asking your voices.
Yes, it does say former Marine in this one. Again, this is you can find it on www.kswo.com. It's an ABC News 7.
I just found something too that I put in the back, but that like that shows where, like they shows. If you click on it, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this KSWO has an article where Penny spoke out, the grandmother, on January 11th. Brownfield, she hasn't seen Athena or her sister in a long time due to familial conflicts, but she would be out looking for her granddaughter for as long as it takes.
There's a video too. If you click on that, here's the latest.
She looks just like my daughter, Megan. And yeah, I'm just at a loss for words. So we've learned that the biological mother's name is Megan.
Have been found in Grady County. Here, and we continue our breaking news coverage this afternoon. Remains of a child have been found in Grady County. Here's a look right now live from Sky 5. You can see investigators there, multiple investigators there on the ground looking at that area there in Grady County. Now, right now, authorities cannot confirm if the body belongs to the missing 4-year-old Athena Brownfield, who was reporting a week ago today. Well, just yesterday, OSBI announced that it was shifting to a recovery operation. The remains are being sent to the medical examiner's office to confirm the identity. But of course, this is something the entire state's been following.
Wow.
Well, there's a good possibility that's her remains, but we don't know until it's confirmed. So, and also I would suggest people wait until you pass judgment on the bio parents, see what the situation is with that.
Because they had them for like a year and a half or to 2 years, you know, most of the little one's life, you know.
Yeah, but I say that mostly because there's a lot of people that just want to,
Yeah.
they'll just immediately attack a person.
Oh, yeah.
And not realize the circumstance.
We don't
you
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could have been they were joining the Peace Corps. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, and also it's just, people just need to wait for the information.
Yeah, until they
And
speculate.
don't be
It could be
sheeple.
anything.
Yeah. But hopefully the parents, everyone just realize, I don't know. Hopefully no one does what I think they're going to do, which is probably attack the parents, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that just seems to be whoever is closest or whoever talks out gets attacked, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they're in the view of everybody and they're, you know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, well, why do these kids not get checked on or anything like that? And
Yeah, I mean, there's no doctor's visits. I mean, that was in there because so they were taking care of them, but they were neglecting them for before all this. So something we don't know what happened with them either.
And it still lines up with BTIM's suspicions of abuse because there was familial conflict, and that is actually a form of abuse to keep loved ones away. It's a form of control and manipulation, because you're using the kids as a bargain, as a weapon.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Hopefully.
I was used as a weapon against my grandparents as a child. So it was either, there were certain things, certain stipulations. And if my grandparents had us home 5 minutes late, then we weren't allowed to go over for over 5 weeks. So I get it.
Yeah. But anyhow, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything much to talk about with that story with Athena Brownfield. We'll see later. GR's new media hat. Oh, GLR has a new media hat? Oh,
Press and media. Those are his like go-to. He uses like the same font, I think, a lot. I wonder if he has a cricket voices. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Listen, Ellie, don't be insulting crickets.
No, I wouldn't. You know me. I have one. I wouldn't do that, but it's like he always uses the same font, you know? It's like, and when he for press and media, it's like maybe get somebody to do it for him, you know? What are you clicking about, Tim? Looking for.
Yeah, I just feel, I mean, like, now you got this JLR guy going back to this Don Wells guy, and it's like, man, you people.
Why are they doing? It's like because they have nothing else, so they're just kind of causing some drama now, or is it because
Yeah.
Dolly went, or like did JLR go?
I mean, I
after
just
Dolly?
don't understand these people's. Oh, new
Like a
member,
mob
by the
mentality
way.
a little.
C. Oh, welcome to the Hive, CM421. The Queen's away for a moment, but yeah, I just don't understand like why they want to just constantly just try to ruin this person's life. Like,
Well, that's why it seems like that. Like I'm learning about them. That's like their go-to move, right? Like they just, especially in void of like I feel like that the first Athena, like that could have turned into this. Do you know what I mean? If that guy wasn't caught right away, you know what I mean? Like it could have turned to another, kind of
yeah, it could have. I just think it's
world.
just.
Yeah, you just never know.
It makes it makes them feel better about themselves. And Nikki Oshai, welcome to the Hive.
To pick
It
on
does
people.
say in that article that where the remains were found, there was a tree branch over it.
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
You're right. You're right. She graduated 6 months.
I didn't see any
into it.
scent.
Okay, CM. I just don't understand it. There really should be a law against what these people do. There really should be. Like the guy is slowly getting his life back together. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I don't know much about, but
He seems like he's vulnerable though a little, and they're kind of taking advantage of that. Do you know what I mean? Or something, because why they're all reaching out to him and he's talking to them. You know what I mean? So he wants to.
Well, that's the foolish move he's making.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he doesn't quite understand that this is a very foolish move. They're going to fucking just roast him and go after his life because they only care about content.
Are they baiting him a little in a way into this drama and another drama? Because it sounds like they were awful at him in the past. So the fact that they're like, what are they saying? Because Betty's going to try to fundraise for him. Is she using that to like bait him so she has content or something? I don't know.
Probably.
Something like that.
I mean, I think that's a possibility, to be honest with you.
Because why now are they going back there? Like, is it because of Dolly, or are they all kind of?
I think they're just looking for content, and they know it. And, whenever you put Summer Wells, a lot of people watch it. So
yeah, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I highly doubt these people are going to be able to find Summer Wells. It's just basically just content at this point.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate.
Thing with Dolly that's interesting. It's like he thinks like, oh, I'll get I'm gonna make a documentary. I guess if does Olivia really want to help him? That makes more sense because.
Oh, you bring up Olivia?
No, I mean no, because was that what they said in that one clip that Dolly was gonna get help with Olivia and Betty got mad at that? At Olivia?
I would be shocked if Olivia would help her because isn't she like cool?
Help Dolly?
Yeah.
Help Dolly. Yeah, I don't know. Was that just a rumor? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a rumor.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know, but like, it's hard to just make a documentary by yourself. Like, you kind of need a camera person. I mean, I know he has a camera, but like, you need a little more than like one person, right? I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I didn't make a documentary.
I mean, no, I mean, like, I know like filmmakers and stuff, and it's like even for small things, like you need like a cinematographer or like a film person. You need somebody to like hold them. You need like at least a 3-person crew at least. You know what I mean? Like I think it would be kind of hard to do that by yourself, and like have the skills to like edit, have the skills to like be a good camera skills. Like Dolly like usually sits in front of like.
Oh, so Quiet Mind
camera,
says no. Dolly's making a doc about how he got into true crime.
Oh, okay, not about that. Oh, okay, and he's going around to different of the places, or he might be. This is one of the. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Queen, I got to skedaddle. Ellie, good talking to you. Good talking
talking
to your
to you.
voices. Good talk to the chat. Bye, everyone.
Skedaddle on, buddies.
Bye.
Skedaddle on.
Okay, bye.
So he's making a thing about how he got into true crime. That makes more sense. Oops, sorry, dog.
Well, you know.
I thought he was doing it just on that case, you know.
No, I
But
think he's doing it
that
all
makes
about
more sense. Yeah, that makes a little more sense, you know.
his up and comings into the true crime, how he became a true crime YouTuber.
Yeah, and so they're talking about him because or Betty always, she said she always talks to him, but I don't know, you know, John Walls.
Well, I'm sorry, but until he can do things like Gray Hughes does, I will not be referring to him as the godfather of true crime.
Who? Dolly? No.
Correct.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know, like he just like reads the chat and gets all of his info from the chat. You know what I mean? Like I see how he operates. But like, and he has like, you know, you've seen the panel that he has on, you know. There's I mean,
Pass.
and so yeah, they're just like a little wacky like him. You know, he's more like entertainment than anything else. Do you know what I mean? But
Well,
I
Betty
don't think
says
he's as bad as the other ones. You know what I mean? I think he like
Betty
even
says
like
that she's true crime entertainment.
well, yeah, she is too. I mean, because she like doesn't she spreads like a lot of or like makes things very ambiguous a little, you know, or spreads lies kind of, you know, or it causes drama.
Maybe Betty's trying to turn androgynous. You made me think ambiguous, so I thought about androgynous. She's doing it. She's doing it one bleeding at a time.
I didn't
Oh
realize
shit!
that
He
bleach
did skedaddle on us.
Yeah, he just had a
Yeah, he had to go. He said he had to run.
He had to skedaddle. I know I'm gonna have to do the same. I gotta go get my littles. So.
Yeah.
All right. All right. It's been good hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we'll pop back on later if we, you know what I mean. If I get time or something, we'll I'll let you guys know. We'll pop back on or something.
Sounds good.
No worries. I'm working on my craft cave.
All right. Hey, well, thank you guys for hanging out and
thank you.
Chit chatting and updating and all that.
Thank you for having us. Talk to you soon.
Yes, Rose, and we shared your video and shared your
Oh my God,
link.
it was awesome. Yeah.
She said, "Did I hear my name earlier?" Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You did good, Joneson.
Go watch her video on BHB.
Ding ding.
There you
Ding,
go.
ding. Bye guys. That's
Bye.
See you later. Have a good night, everybody.